Yeah, you wouldn't know about 4 million subscribers, would you?
I don't.
I can't wait to watch you guys fight.
It's this close, bro.
Look past it. Look past the penises.
Welcome to Denny's.
We'll kill your kids.
Caleb is like violently
Autistic?
It was like a family on a picnic that got hit by one of those manless kite bombs.
God.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I can see him holding it down. Like I was.
Hey, are you upset you missed out on the live show tour?
Well, don't be, because we still have one show left to do.
Brandon, where is that show at?
Beautiful Las Vegas.
During what week?
During the week of SHOT Show. So this will be our last show of the tour on January 20th at the Venetian Theater, and this one will be a double feature with the Gundies. So if you buy your ticket, it gets you access to both the Gundies and the Unsubscribed live show. 2 tickets for the price of 1.
So come hang out, have a blast, and then have a little SHOT Show experience too, right, Brandon?
In fact, I would say the best part of SHOT Show.
The drinking and hanging out.
Literally, the only part we care for anymore. So if you want to get the chance to hang out with some of your favorite people in the gun sphere and also just have a fucking good time and see one of our live shows, go check out the tickets. They're available down in the description.
Yay! Come check us out. This is gonna be chaos, and I love it.
Probably.
It's the hosts versus guests.
I can be seen and not heard. It's okay. I'm scared.
Brandon's son, stop talking.
Okay.
Brandon's son. Everyone
We really
ready?
do have like a Captain
Yeah.
America Civil War.
Everyone on the count of 3, ready? Get that drink up.
Oh shit.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Sweet.
You gonna be donut this time?
I can. You want me to be?
Yeah.
Well,
Be donut for me.
was it? I don't know about that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Unsubscribed podcast. Today we are joined by several of my good friends, Eli Doubletap, Fat Electrician Nick, my father, Brandon Herrera, me, my friend, Oompaville, also known as Caleb, and TikTok.
Don't I fucking know so much.
The Chinese spy.
Eli.
Also known as
Chinese
KallMeKris.
B TikTok here in the flesh.
Sorry. Also, my barber. Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be.
I just
TikTok
work here.
barber.
I'm leaving.
It's all right. We've got you in the thumbnail already. You can go.
She could lose all of our subscriber counts combined and never notice.
Yeah.
So,
Ow.
yeah. So anyway, here with some friends. I already had my episode. I feel like I'm a pirate. I'm intruding. So Eli, someone take over so I can
We'll
talk
just
less.
go from there.
I'm scared. Yeah.
Everyone's here for the range day. Brandon and Cody and Matt put on a fantastic range day. Then everyone
Nobody
comes
died.
down.
Oh,
No
we got
one
shot.
died.
Yep. No one died.
That's the only thing I care about. Everybody had a good time, and more importantly, nobody got shot. So
Next year.
I see this as an absolute win.
Definitely.
It was a fantastic time. Thank you all
thank
very
you.
much. It was awesome. Very well done. Every time I meet new people, get to hang out with cool guys. So
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That's I do it for you.
In the flyer, we're like, man, 80 million subscribers across all channels. Kris takes up 95%.
But I'm just the TikTok barber.
call me Kris.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Hang on.
Because you needed an introduction. Yeah. Okay.
It's been so long. Now you're all here.
Yeah. When were we here last time?
January 3rd.
Was it January? It's been almost a year.
Oddly
That's crazy.
specific.
If he nailed that date, I'm going to be shocked.
I guarantee you that's what he did.
It's probably right, yeah.
We flew in, we drove in the 2nd. It was the 3rd.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
This guy.
My son also has that super brain. You just converse way better. Brandon's like, it is 4 hours and 13 minutes to drive there, Daddy. I'm like, cool. Dope, my son. How'd you guys
That's
enjoy
crazy.
the
I don't remember asking.
Oh, I love him. How you guys got in yesterday or 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yep.
And then did you have a blast?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
firearm. You love firearms.
I love
Yeah.
guns. Yeah. There's guns everywhere. Actually, when we first met, I cleaned them up before
Yeah.
she came over for the first time.
Yeah.
But then,
Presentation guns.
yes, exactly. I maybe had some smaller ones.
He swapped him out for
I
presents.
put some smaller, more
Exactly.
fun-looking ones. Like I have a little Beretta Bobcat with a little suppressor on it. I left that out. It's funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's not
I was
scary.
just a mere little Canadian coming down.
Exactly.
And I was
And
like,
then-
oh, guns.
Oh, guns there.
That's crazy.
But then I kind of felt it out for the first little bit, and then I was like, okay, she's
And then he
cool.
showed me his closet.
And then I showed him my closet, my room,
Your pleasure room.
my pleasure room, my cedar room.
It's like the Red Room, just guns.
It's full of guns.
How was that the first time?
It was crazy. I thought it was like that's where all the guns in America were. Maybe
It's funny 'cause
there were so many.
Is this legal?
that's the
said that
first
a
time I
lot.
talked to you was when you walked into his factory.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
she was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
You're
like,
like, I need
what
to
the
shower.
fuck is happening?
I need to shower before going back to Canada, or I'm gonna get arrested.
Yeah, I need my Kevlar cardigan. Yeah, it was yeah, it's crazy. But now I'm used to him. I'm used to him now.
You moved here how long ago?
April. Of
April.
This year.
Congrats. Are you
Thank you.
American yet, or is we're in the process?
I'm in the process of green card, but soon. A
Process.
few months.
Soon it will be processed.
Soon, yeah,
She said process. She's Canadian.
Eli, do you have your green card yet?
I am about to get it.
Good. Awesome.
I still have to do another tour and then
Yeah.
I can get it.
Oh, hey, we did the reverse Oreo thing again. Anyways,
But yeah, you guys moved down. Yeah, I wanted to talk about how is it now, like living down here in Texas? You just got thrown into the mix.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I feel free. I feel freedom. I'm just basking in it constantly. No, it's actually crazy, and like all the tax shit. It's great.
How
The tax sounds pretty great.
Yeah, it's great.
The ex?
Yeah.
Did you have to deal with the whole?
I'm still going
wasn't-
through that process.
Are you
still
allowed
going
to
through
talk
that
about
process?
The flat O.
Process. I hate it. Process. I'm still going through that. So I still got to pay a bunch of money to Canada until I can officially be American. But I'll reap the rewards soon, which will be great.
How mad does that make you? On your side, where you're like, you've already paid taxes on that. Now you have to pay more taxes on the taxes.
Yeah.
Because it is 40.
Yeah.
It's like an exit tax.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, it's
Well, we
It's
have an
millions.
idea. So what I'm trying to get her to do, and her tax team's not a big fan of this, is and I've actually sought this around with a couple local money guys, a couple moguls. We're gonna get her to go back to Canada, and we're going to get her to liquidate all her assets. She just sold a house up there.
did, yeah.
Liquidate all the assets, take all her liquid money, buy gold, and then wear it, and then cross the border.
and then never go back.
And then do that a lot, though.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do a lot of squats and like farmers carries to prep for that.
Gold, things like gold. Yeah. I figured it might work.
Silver.
You're just walking through.
I figure it might work. I figured.
I think.
You're like the wife of some white collar criminal that like goes to the airport with 18 watches on either side.
Exactly.
What's the time?
Yeah.
Only it's Caleb. Caleb's the wife.
Yeah.
So, like, he has gold duct taped
This
to
is
his
just
chest.
normal.
Like a,
Yeah, this is
How does it
drugs.
feel to be a trophy husband?
This is how we do it in Virginia.
Trophy husband.
Yeah.
walks across the border covered in gold. I need to claim asylum.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, but Justin Trudeau kind of wants my shit.
Governor Trudeau.
Governor Trudeau.
Yeah, Governor Trudeau. Yeah, it's a bitch. It's a bitch of a transition, but
Hey, but now you're
it'll
down
be good.
here,
I'm
living the
down.
dream.
Yep.
Fucking
Truly.
loving it.
Truly. Everything's so much cheaper down here, too. Like, just food and everything. It's crazy.
Housing, rent,
Housing, just all
property.
around. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And
It's great.
going on to you. You had a crazy month. You've had like the video game launch, your candy still crushing it, but then the MrBeast interview.
My brain is broken because like I heard you say candy crushing it, and I'm like Amogus Candy Crush.
Yeah.
I'm like I need to be put down.
That sentence was Candy Crush MrBeast, completely unreadable.
Here's my money.
That sentence would kill
Yeah.
a Victorian child.
Dude, that's true.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, you're like,
was
how
wild.
much prep did you go into?
I'm not a big prep guy, to be honest.
Same.
I like winging it. Or like whatever I can fit in sort of like a day is what I'll do, and then I try not to think about the next step, because if I do, I just get super stressed out, even more so. And yeah, it was just a lot, pretty much.
So short notice.
It was also, everything was so short notice.
The
so
same day.
Even if I wanted to prep, there was like not a lot
Yeah.
of, with the game was like a lot of prep. That was a
Yeah.
lot of work. I've been working on that for like a year basically.
Yeah.
And then the candy stuff obviously takes up a lot of time. But the Beast interview was like last minute.
Hours.
Did he
Hours
reach out to
had.
you, or did you reach out to him?
Yes, initially he reached out to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you knew when he was flying in, essentially?
Yeah, so
Yes.
the morning of, he told me that he might come in that evening, and then called me as he was boarding a flight, like a couple hours later.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if he was going to come that day or
That's
not.
power.
Yeah.
And then wait till you hear this. We live in Central Texas.
Yeah.
The nearest airport's 2 hours away. He lands, and I'm like, we got 2 hours. He shows up in 15 minutes.
So he landed at like a local.
He flew to a fucking private, like a small airport.
because he has a private jet.
Yeah.
What?
Allegedly. And then he had...
There's a joke I heard. Have you heard the name of his jet? Internally, I'm pretty sure I can make this joke. Pretty sure they've got bigger things to worry about. They used to call it MrBeast and 10 others. Because if it ever went down, that's the only thing anybody would know. MrBeast and 10 others.
Yeah, no niggas other than that. What's going on?
That's pretty good.
Article.
That's real.
Oh. That's so sad.
no.
But that's hilarious, yeah.
That is funny. That is the way the world works.
It is. It's, yeah.
That's real.
That's what I said. I was like, that's too real. It's not. Honestly.
That was us on the podcast tour where I was like, oh yeah, this. Let me see, who's it? Yeah, donut operator and 92 others.
Speaking of how the world works, at the bar last night, you told me a story of buying your house and how you got it in a way the world's not supposed to work.
Yeah, I...
Theft?
Basically.
No, basically.
Basically. Legal theft. Basically. Unfair. I still feel indebted because of that. So I have a really awesome house. And I shouldn't have a really awesome house. And the way that I got a really awesome house was that I was going to buy a normal house well within my means. And I put an offer in on this insane house because I knew the guy was going through a divorce, if you will. And I was like, this could be potentially interesting. This is like, and I had no idea who the guy was, whatever. And I'm looking at other houses. I go and see that house. It's crazy. I'm like, all right, I'll put an offer in, but with the caveat. I told my realtor that, I don't mean this is disrespect, but this is what I'm comfortable paying for this place. I know it's worth substantially more. Mm-hmm. I know that it's a steal. And like, I don't really care if it's a no. I totally understand. Or like if there's a renegotiation or whatever.
Yeah, this is what I can pay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, it's not out of disrespect, just to be clear. And we accepted the offer. And the reason was so his wife got less money in the divorce. I got so lucky.
Used as a.
I got so lucky.
Just what was like the proportion of like if he was asking 100%, what percentage did you offer?
I would say probably if you're talking about build price, maybe 18%. 20%.
Oh my god.
But if you're talking about realistic market value in the area, all things considered,
At the time?
47%. 45%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He hated his wife.
Still, his house is huge. It's like ridiculous.
It's insane, yeah.
Like if
It's
you
crazy.
heard the price, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
It's
that
like a
would be
steal.
the-
That's the kind of guy that's like, I can always build more shit.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
He's like a
Yeah.
very well off.
Jesus.
I can buy another
he
house.
doesn't
I
give a
can
fuck.
never.
And he's also
Exactly.
he's also a genius.
Yeah.
He's also a genius. And just so cool. And I've kept in contact with him. Like I was worried that it would be seen as like this massive thing of disrespect.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was just like I don't fucking care. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's just a house. Just say no, I'll be fine.
Do you got any more wives you want to break off with?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Yeah, he's really cool though. He's a very good dude. I'm still in contact with him. He's
that's awesome.
interesting.
I'd say you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting fellow.
See if he has any more divorces.
Yeah.
I know. I'm waiting.
It's going to be a search function on
Is he
Zello.
Mormon by chance? That'd be really convenient.
No hair.
He's got so many.
Just
No hair.
liquidating property all over.
Just getting that email. It's like, yeah, we'll take the offer. You're like,
What was that like when your realtor messaged you or called you? I was like, he accepted.
I was pretty surprised, to be honest. And then I was like, ooh, what's the property taxes going to be? Because it's
no.
like a big house.
Yeah.
But it's still so reasonable. I mean, it doesn't make sense to sell it or get rid of it. It's like,
He took me to see the house the first time, and I remember being like, this is stupid. Because you told me how much you paid for it.
insane.
I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
We don't even live there now.
Yeah,
We live
that's
in
the part that made
We
me
live in a
mad.
different house. It's just kind of sitting there now. We're trying to figure out what to do.
But what
with
about
it.
second house?
Yeah.
Second house.
Second house.
Yeah, that was another thing is I only offered it because I had like people living with me at the time, so
Yeah.
it only makes sense with like if you have 5 people
Yeah.
that want to live in one spot because it's laid out like a compound. It's like a gigantic compound. It's shaped like a dick too.
It is.
That's convenient.
From
It's
Ariel.
actually shaped like a penis.
It is.
Did you tell him about the mural?
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh, God.
actually I feel like I should probably show you
Yeah,
guys that.
probably.
Let me
Yes.
see if I can find it really quickly. I posted it on Facebook.
I love putting Kris in like podcast interviews. Be like, well, tell them about the penis wall.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't care.
Oh, there's a legit mural.
I lived it.
Oh,
dick
it's a
mural.
penis wall.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had to
yeah.
go in that house for the first time I ever met him, and he's like, "This is my penis mural," and I was like,
Good thing you hit all the
"I can either
guns.
walk through this."
I'll put these guns up.
Yeah,
Guns might
yeah.
be
The
offensive.
guns were
Also,
after the
stare
penis
at my dick wall.
Yeah,
Take mine
exactly.
from the penis mural.
My so
Just got complete.
for context of this merch, for context of this picture, I thought it'd be funny to post a picture of me with like some kind of material thing and flex and just be like, I'm so blessed, like that type of photo.
So he's wearing my merch.
I'm wearing
my
her
clothing
merch,
line.
sitting, feeling and looking blessed.
Wait, are those actual
Those are dicks.
penises?
Those are dripping
Yeah.
dicks.
That is.
That's a Baroque.
Is it weird to say that that's tasteful?
It is.
tasteful.
What I was thinking, like
It is tasteful.
I'm an artist. I paint, so I
It's
actually was
beautiful.
like, "This is really well done."
Yeah, it's very well done.
I appreciate it.
as far as dick walls go.
yeah.
Yeah, as far as dick walls,
Describing
upper
this,
echelon.
there's a white and a black dick with balls
And wings.
and wings
yeah.
I like how you, yeah.
and dripping. I don't.
But as part of a
I
landscape,
just like they look sad.
Yeah.
They're floppy.
the
Yeah.
best way to put this, I think, is if I saw that on the wall of an Asian restaurant, I would never take a second look at it.
With a fish tank of koi.
Right?
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah, that's
Never.
the thing, right?
Yeah, fits right in.
You sure? Or just you have to send it to him.
Yeah, you can. You guys can all add me as a friend on Facebook. That's where that photo lives. I can send it to you.
Please
Yeah,
send
yeah.
that. Send
Cut
that
the
to
cock
James.
out.
Great.
Cut the cock
No,
out.
pixelate them.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
The, yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
How do you explain when you put your guns up and
I
they're
don't
like,
even remember.
my
Oh.
penis wall?
We walked
honestly,
past
I'm
it,
just like, check this out.
and then
and
he
it
just
worked.
explained the lore, and I was like,
Then it worked.
phased.
Have you explained on the podcast you two like met?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Did
I
you?
think the
Okay.
last
Farmers
one.
only.
Okay,
The
all
last
right,
one, huh?
Through farmers only.
Farm-
Yeah, yeah,
Christian
that's
mingle.
right, yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
Christian mingle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tales old as
Craigslist
time.
classifieds.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
It was a mail order website.
Yep.
He was aiming for Asia, but Canada close
Yeah.
enough.
Canadian refugees.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, don't talk about those.
Snow Mexicans.
And it's no Mexicans want to save money on taxes.
That's what was going through her head. She was like in front of the mural, like tax money, tax money.
Yeah. Yeah. Look past it. Look past the penises.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was interesting though. I messaged her. She followed me, and then I immediately was like, "What's up?"
Like 5 minutes later.
Like the moment.
caps.
I'm not one for a lot of people. They like to play this game of like you
Yeah.
gotta let it sit.
Play
you
hard
gotta
to
let
get.
it sit or whatever. I don't do that at all. I'm
It
just
was
like
so
I
refreshing.
don't really care.
Yeah.
You know.
They showed me the DMs. It's so funny because he's like, hi, and she's like, oh, I like your stuff, and he's like, fly down.
So my name is Kris.
Yeah.
Yeah, there may be like
steps back.
2 messages
Yeah.
in between. Yeah.
Maybe 3. And a feet pic.
And a feet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fly down your
Exactly.
feet.
Yeah.
Ah, what is going on right now?
One with the sock, one without. For reference.
It was like buying a horse. Let me check the teeth. All right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Left foot? Oh, do you need a place to live?
Exactly, yeah. Yep.
Pretty much.
I know I have a really good tax guy. Let's get this gold idea. You've
I
got to try
said,
it.
tell me more. Tell me more, mustache man.
It's just a long con.
But it was really
You
short.
don't know each other.
It was really short, and I moved down within like no time. Like for real. And that's not like me at all.
You have to
It
pay
just
for your
felt-
own health
It
care
just
now.
felt right. Huh?
You have to
Yeah.
pay for your own health care now.
We just
Dude,
do.
it's not even a thing up there. It's all it's a con.
I've never actually got to talk to somebody that like I've just heard opinions from people that are anonymous on the internet. Like, is it shitty? Like,
if I need an MRI, I gotta wait like 10 months to get it.
Have you considered?
Yeah, heavily.
It's legal.
The sincerity in your eyes was
Sorry,
alarming.
I had a lot of flashbacks. It was like a Rolodex, like.
Give her one of your purple hearts.
Yeah, one of your.
It's okay. I'll just have this purple white cloth instead.
10 months is the VA. That is.
Yeah, it's
on
just
par.
crazy. Or like
that
to
other
go
one that's
to
funded by the government? Weird.
Yeah. If you want to go into the ER, like I've broken like 13 bones, but every time I did, I would have to wait almost a day or even like to the next day to see a doctor. Because there's people going in there for like a cold. Because you can't. Because it doesn't cost money. So it's like, it's flawed in a lot of ways. And if you do anything private, you still have to pay for it. So
How do you break 13 bones?
I was reckless.
Yeah, she was very reckless.
Child.
Extremely reckless.
I would like surf on top of golf carts and like
Dumb.
go really fast down hills on skateboards and stuff.
If we ever have a child, it will be
Fucked.
It will need a padded room. It literally will need a padded room.
It will. Yeah. I just won't tell them about those stories until they're older.
The child?
Yeah.
Well, it's like genetic.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the rabbits and the hawk.
Yeah, but I'll
It
be
takes
there
like
with
18 generations.
him or her to help them not make the same mistakes I did.
That was
It's nature.
way too much assumed knowledge. before you
I
dropped.
told her about it.
It's nature versus
We've talked
nurture.
about this
There's
a lot.
actually nature is more dominant than nurture.
I like his explanation. I've told her.
Yeah, she knows.
The rest of you don't need to know.
Well, it's not going on a
Fuck you
podcast.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
like
like it was like the hawk.
there's like a
18
study.
generations.
There's a study about rabbits and hawks. They were, I forget how it goes from top to bottom, but at some point the rabbits were not afraid of hawks. Then a hawk killed one, and then from then on, the generations that never even were exposed to a hawk, say 18 generations went by, they showed a hawk fly over, and they had the same reaction.
So it's like
That's really
epigenetics,
interesting.
like
Yeah.
learned behavior through
Yeah.
DNA.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was a gross paraphrasing. I'm sure it's different, but that's the general idea.
Yeah.
So you two trying to harm yourself as children, you think that takes 18 generations to breed out? That's what you're
I think it's irrelevant. That's how long it takes. The child's gonna hurt himself.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
18
it's-
rabbit generations might be different, you know.
It's true.
Yeah, I think
No, I think he's saying that their
people.
kids will be fine in the year 2587.
it's
Solid
Yeah.
genes
They'll
by
be fine. I'm fine. Look at me. I'm fine. Only 3 concussions, 13 broken bones, many sprains
You're getting less.
and
It was
tears.
14 a minute ago.
No, I corrected it. It was 13. It was 13. I wrote 13.
She's healing.
She's healed some. Some hairline still.
Yeah.
It's the Canadian healthcare system. 15 broken bones. How can you handle 14 broken bones? We'll need to schedule out for those 13 broken bones.
Exactly. I've been brainwashed. No. But yeah, we'll be fine.
Canada's awesome though. You do love Canada.
I love Canada.
she loves
There's
Canada.
a lot of, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
British Columbia is like the most beautiful place in the world. I've been to a lot of places, and it's. But Texas has its charm. Like it
Yeah.
has like the sunsets and.
I mean, I'm excited to go to Canada. She's
Yeah.
spoken very highly of it. Obviously,
Have you
it's
never
like
been?
I've never been. No.
Hasn't been.
I don't have a passport.
He doesn't. Yeah, he hasn't
Hey,
have a
same.
passport.
I just had to get one.
Yeah,
No
it's,
reason to leave.
that's such a
Finally,
crazy concept
that
for a
haven't had
Canadian because we always go to the States but go around to the world. But so many
Snowbirds.
Americans, especially in the South, they don't have passports.
Passports.
And that's really
Don't.
weird.
They don't.
We got
passport.
everything.
Do you
What do we
have
need?
I
No,
got
but I get
one.
it. Like I understand
Yeah.
because I came across
Yeah.
to come to the States all the time because there's a lot to do here. Whereas in Canada, you got that like bottom third
Yeah.
that's
Oh, man.
livable,
It's like 60
and you can't
miles.
go up only for like a camping or hunting or something. And then
When
Yeah.
we went to Buffalo in like New York, we were like 5 miles from the Canadian border.
Yeah.
That's where Uncle Dijon literally walked across to come to our show. He walked across the bridge.
oh no way,
In like 7-degree weather. It was while it's snowing.
that's
But
really funny.
My thought was like, this is right up on Canada at the warmest part of Canada.
Yes, yes.
How the fuck do you guys live there?
Yeah, it's really cold. Like it'll be so nice not to shovel snow for months. Like it's beautiful to look at. I love snow, but we'd have wake up really early in the morning to get out to still go to school because we don't get snowed out of school unless it's like insane. So Yeah, I like Four Seasons, but it's been sweet living down here. And honestly, like I get like depression, like seasonal
The sun
depression,
absolutely
so real
contributes
because
to
I
better mental health.
already
Yeah,
suffered with depression, but my God, like does it help to be
So
in the
much
sun?
better.
Like it's crazy.
There's a statistic like Washington
Yeah.
has the highest
Yes,
rate because of
absolutely.
the 280 days.
And even just
It's
having
also
your
Washington.
windows open.
Yeah.
Just having your windows open and the sun being there, it's like it's so much better. Even from Virginia, it's
Yeah.
just the sun, the sky is so much. It's just so much larger. You're just exposed to light.
Yeah,
more.
Yeah.
How come all the brighter places don't have bad taxes?
People are
This is
happier,
dawning
so
on
they don't feel the need to impose their
Steal
evil
from
will
everybody else.
on their representatives.
Yeah.
More vitamin D. Everyone's happy alone. It's like, oh, we cured everything.
Yeah.
Sun.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So when you did your go back to MrBeast, you did MrBeast. You had 2 hours to prep apparently.
So, yeah, I mean, so he came. I forget exactly what time it was. I haven't thought about it a lot.
It was your game launch day.
It was the game launch day.
No,
It was the
it's
demo
just
launch
the
day.
worst day ever.
Game
Yes.
announcement day.
Yes.
Demo
This is
launch day.
stress.
I had
So-
left his house less than 24 hours.
Yeah, we were
prior.
filming for a week before
Yeah.
that as
With
well.
So we
5 other
spent
games.
like 5 days, I think, hanging out,
Yes.
filming stuff like that.
Behind
So
on work, so
I
bad.
leave.
Oh, man,
he's like,
yeah.
I launched the game, and then he's got a few hours. Yes.
So it was
Yeah.
like, ugh.
And I just made the commitment to, like, I had a list of questions and stuff, and I was just like, all right, what am I gonna do? Say no? Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need more time, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
We're doing this thing. Just fucking load it
Yeah.
up. Oh, he's here already. Okay.
And that
well,
included setting up the cameras and everything.
Yes.
Like, we had to like set everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got there at like 9 p.m., I think.
Somewhere in there. 8:30 or 9, something
or
like that,
9.
yeah.
And then they filmed till like 11.
Something like that.
And then
yeah.
I don't know. And he was over till like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then he
fucking
flew
flew away
away.
into the cover
he
of
just
darkness.
flew away. He smoke bombed us.
Yeah,
disappeared.
it was crazy. He had a driver, and the driver was like 9 feet tall and bald. Fucking cryptid.
Floating.
And he takes off.
he hires cryptids.
He's dude,
What the fuck?
Just depends where he's at.
Did MrBeast just got picked up by the judge?
That's fucking.
It was
wild.
crazy though.
Oh no, Chris Tyson.
Can't say that.
I can totally say that.
It's like a father-son joke, or what?
Me and
Did I
him
miss something?
made the connection at the same point in time. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a character from Blood Meridian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh,
yeah.
I know the judge.
Eli knows he's just being nice right now.
Great villain.
Yeah. Yeah. MrBeast walked out of the house, took off his shirt, and his bat wings came out. He's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Great villain. Little
A little bit, yeah.
What was
The judge.
Yeah.
No, I really keep this on the rails.
Because like MrBeast, I don't. So I've never had a bad interaction with Jimmy. Like he seemed like
You've done multiple things with him.
I've mentioned it a few times on the podcast. I don't know if you knew this, but like I did a bunch of stuff with him, like starting back in like 2019. Mm-hmm. And then like the Canon videos and stuff like that, and a little couple behind the scenes stuff. Like some made it to YouTube, some didn't. But I've always had a good relationship with his team, and they've always been really good to me. And like I've never had an issue with them. But I feel like Jimmy's priorities, he's very much buried into how do I make this the best thing it can be? Mm-hmm. How do I make the best product?
Absolutely.
How do I grow the best? And then I feel like all the PR stuff that happens and all the people that fuck shit up left and right are just like an annoyance to him. It's like, damn it, why are you f***ing with my vision of
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
this can
definitely.
be?
That's exactly.
Yeah, his pillars of the things, like a quick read would be that I got from doing the interview would be his pillars of like what he cares for and understands and like genuinely prioritizes and would even consider there being something wrong or whatever are going to be things that are within his control 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Data, YouTube, thumbnail. That's what he cares about.
YouTube.
Like obsessively.
Yes.
Obsessively,
Yeah.
like
It's his thing.
all of his pillars, like up into even to his morals potentially.
Yeah.
Like, all of that stuff is just cordoned off into one, just YouTube hyper focused
Yeah.
thing.
Which he's really good at. And
Yes,
he's
very
just
good
a
at it.
guy.
Clearly,
Like people
like, he's-
forget he's just a guy.
He literally is just a guy.
Like
a
he's
younger guy that is running not a small team. You are
No.
known more than A-list celebrities at that
Yeah.
point. And then you have everyone wants you to fail no matter where you
Yeah.
bigger you are. That's what they want. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like us, we'll have like our coworkers or employees, but then it starts branching out, especially at that size.
Yeah, you lose control over stuff, which he, I mean, took the blame for a lot of the stuff. You know, it is under his company, so fair enough. But
yeah, and I think, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, of course, I kept saying that he was the guy. So it's like, you should just expect that. Like, if you are naive enough to believe that you are not going to be criticized massively for everything you do, and when you're at that level, then you deserve more criticism. You're going to have to get used to PR. Like, you are the guy with everything to gain, everything to lose.
Yeah.
So, like, you deserve to be criticized maximally. You have to be transparent with everything.
The second you're like, I cured 1,000 blind people, and the internet's like, fuck you, dog.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this is a new.
yeah.
I am anti-Christ because I tried to help people or
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. And you're like, oh, people just hate a lot of the
Yeah,
times.
and that's like, we're not meant to handle that either as people. And I don't think he was used to it either, because he has just gotten praise, and then he got to this point where people were like, and it came kind of during the philanthropy stuff, which is interesting, like all the hate and stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it started before that as well.
Yeah.
But the philanthropy, like he said in the video, that if he was convinced if he didn't do as much of his, if he did less philanthropy, he would get less hate. Which is very ironic.
You said he was convinced that if he did less philanthropy,
Yes.
he would get less hate.
He gets a lot of
Yeah,
his.
that's what I said too. I was
Like,
like-
people are, you know, because he's pedestaling himself. He's making himself the moral arbiter, whether or not he wants to be that guy. And yeah, I mean, like, to me, it makes sense. Like, the amount of, if I was him, I would expect even more criticism, and hopefully critical thought wins in the end. But
Well,
it's not. It might. You know.
Yeah.
You know, if he the critical thought, it's like the amount of people that are mad are a small amount of people
comparatively,
right?
Yeah.
So.
It's always a vocal minority of
Yes.
people that want to tear people down.
Yeah, but even then, there is, I would say that the people who want to tear people down, there's always almost some level of truth to it, and it's like that's how you grow, is by acknowledging the level of truth, even if it's difficult to see. Because like your instinct is to not want to be. I'm fine.
Own your shit.
Out of curiosity, because this is leading somewhere, do you guys read any of your comments? Like, do you read?
I do.
Yes,
Yes.
I
Okay.
do a lot.
I always know.
I was just gonna say I can't remember the last comment I read. I don't think.
Really? Okay.
I don't think so.
I find that there's two different philosophies where people like either read all their comments or they fucking read none of it.
Yeah.
I've always, even though I've known that it's like bad for mental health for a lot of reasons, like I try to read a lot because I try to figure out, even if I think you're wrong and I don't agree with your take, I want to know what that perception is.
Yeah,
Because I want to
same.
know, like, if you hate me, why?
Yeah, I think it's invaluable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's market research right there.
It is.
It's,
is,
I hate to
though.
put it that way, but
That's
like,
interesting. Yeah.
It's certainly smart too. I think my issue is sometimes I get a bit too in my head about it.
Yeah.
A bit like like every now and then you'll scroll and you see one that's like, I hate you, I hope you die. And it's like, wow, great critical feedback. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pin.
But then like,
I do that. I do that sometimes. I do too. Yeah, that's funny.
and then they just get shit
He
on
does.
for the next 2
He
years.
only answers like the people that are like, Oompaville. He's like,
it was really funny with the MrBeast stuff. Anyone who was like mean to you on Twitter, you would reply with a picture of you just as an old man and be
Just
like,
stressed.
I'm so sorry.
I'm like,
I literally.
I'm sorry.
your old man bit is so funny.
It's so funny.
They
Dude.
they didn't think it was funny. Like because a lot of the criticism of the MrBeast thing,
They're gonna get it.
a lot of the so the video has like, I think it's 96% like to dislike ratio. So it's still really good.
Yeah.
You know, like to dislike. And
Yeah.
the people who are commenting negatively are most likely hitting the like. You hit the like before you comment, generally speaking. It's like because you're compelled to comment something.
Yeah.
And like that level of like being compelled to do that, there's a few steps in between. So it was received overall well, but most of the criticism, genuinely most of it, I feel like was valid. So when people were criticizing me, I was like, well, there's nothing I can even say to this. Like, you're right.
What was the?
What am I supposed to say?
What was
I'm
the
sorry.
criticism you think was valid?
That it was unprepared.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that that's perfectly valid. Unprepared or underprepared.
You had 2 hours. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's it makes sense as to why, but that is still valid criticism.
Yeah.
It is, and it is, but it is that weird part because it was like, oh well, you didn't like. You weren't hard enough on it during the interview, which is like you get to choose how you want to interview people, and I think a lot of people forget that. It's like, these are the creators over here. We are providing this to entertain and also because we like to do it, but also everyone's going to have a different style to approach it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've never been hard on anyone.
No.
On so we're not like,
Even sometimes they deserve it.
Really?
Yeah. We bully on so, but it's still a jest, and everyone has a blast.
There's also a thing that people don't understand online when they comment stuff like that, where it's like, all right, it's very different to leave comments on something. Like, these are my criticisms of that person. It's a different thing to look someone in the fucking eye.
Yes.
It's
3
totally
feet
different.
from them.
Completely different.
We have a non-confrontational, most people do anyway, like a little bit of like a non-confrontational vibe where it's like, all right, I want to press you, but I don't want to start a fight.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's valid, and I think that that's generally how I approach things. I do wish that I would have asked more questions as well for talking, more valid criticism. I missed some questions, but I called them the next day because there were some that I missed. But yeah, I mean, if I could do it again, it probably wouldn't. If I didn't have the context that I have now and I had more time to prepare, I can't promise that it would be any better, to be honest. Just because I don't think I would have approached it much differently.
Yeah.
But knowing now, I have a lot of cards that I could play now for interviews that I've learned literally from the criticism. So yeah, it was no negatives whatsoever. It was awesome, all around positive.
Nice.
He's being way too humble. I'm very proud of him as a friend, just because that was like the YouTube event for a long time.
Absolutely.
And it's like he had the opportunity for it. He had a couple hours, and he was like, "Bring it on."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for like,
I was more stressed than him, I feel like.
Dude, that is the level of stress to be like, hi, you know this giant thing MrBeast hasn't talked about ever? Hey, you got the spotlight, my friend. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah.
about one of the biggest internet events, period, of one of the most famous people on Earth. You have less than a Marvel movie to prepare.
Yeah. No, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start anything now. What was weird? It's like,
It was weird because I wasn't really nervous for it much. I was excited more than anything, which is odd because I'm up until pretty much this year, I feel like I've been the most just anxious person. And I haven't done a lot of things because of it. And I've just lived my life in a way that I wouldn't consider to be optimum in some senses.
What do you think changed?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, she's helped. She's helped, absolutely.
Never mind.
But
As you're white knuckling her leg.
yeah,
It's like pocket ginger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what did it. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
He's a gorilla
My
gripping.
pocket ginger really
I might
helps.
have something to do with it though.
I seriously thought that was a bit the first
No,
time you did
it's
it.
not. People keep
Nick, do
thinking
you know
that.
about the no?
It's literally, he gnaws on ginger.
I do,
on raw
really.
ginger.
Look, it's fresh, too.
And now I'm totally into it too. I mean, it
cut me
helps a
some off?
lot.
Sure.
What with
Nausea,
what?
because we both have bad stomachs. So if you just take a little notch off it,
Little
You
nip.
sure?
and it wakes you
I'll
up.
take a little bit of ginger.
Yeah, we should all take a
Little nip of
little.
ginger. Little nip of ginger.
Ginger.
I will say on that point, for the time he had and everything happened, he did a phenomenal job.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that, Isaiah.
No, it was like being there and watching it. It was so stressful.
She was texting us
Yeah.
as it was going on.
I was, yeah.
She was like, help.
But it's hard too because I feel like he knew this, but a lot of people that were gonna tune in and watch that didn't necessarily know Caleb, and he's a jokester, like he jokes in every other sentence. So I think it was hard for him because he wanted to just be himself and joke around,
dude.
but it was
Yeah.
so it came off. I feel like because I know him so well. And I think it came off as that he was just.
Wakes you up.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, take a note of
That's
that.
like a mouth smelling salts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a.
He was restricted.
He wasn't ready.
No.
I had one instant regret because after it, I was like, "Oh fuck, this feels like I was unprepared and I wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
At least I should have been funny.
Yeah.
I should at least try to be
Really-
more funny because
Yeah.
there were so many things where he would say something and I'm like,
I can see him holding it. Like I was looking.
"Say it."
I was
This is
like,
serious.
I watched him implode from inside.
Yeah.
Every time I was like, and there's, oh no, he can't
Yeah.
joke because
I'll-
this is supposed to be serious.
Screams eternally,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
piles up onto it.
So like he has
Yeah.
to push back everything that he's ever been.
He couldn't take the gin.
Oh my
Couldn't take the
god,
gin?
really?
Take it. Yep.
He's out.
Yeah, take it.
Oh shit.
It was a little too much, too quick.
Yeah,
I started chewing.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
And you gotta
I'm
take
good.
No, no, for
Sure.
sure. I just
I'm
ate a
positive.
bigger one. Go ahead.
I'm
This
good.
one is half the size of what he did. You're gonna let everyone
I
else on the
literally just,
podcast
like-
do it,
You-
not you. Right here.
I've
Like,
been
just
quietly
literally, like,
wondering what he's had in that
nibble.
fanny pack for 3 days.
Like, I don't
that
take a
and money.
chunk.
He's got ginger and money.
I literally did. Yeah.
That's what's in there.
And receipt paper for BPA's and microplastics.
Do I swallow this or just chew
Yeah,
on
no,
it?
swallow.
Chew on it.
Do you like spicy stuff?
Chew on it.
Yeah.
Then you'll be fine.
You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I'll be fine.
I chewed mine all the way up.
I do a bite and then lip, bite and then lip.
I love it. I just chew it up.
Yeah, I'm used to it now.
Yeah, I'm so used to it.
It wakes me up.
Makes me salivate.
And then I love to drink spicy Dr. Pepper immediately after.
It
I'm
is.
turning into him.
How are you doing that?
It has a kick.
Yeah, no. You know what kind of doctor Dr. Pepper is?
This is a good
No.
batch
He's
too.
a physician.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
This is
Guess I know that now.
Same kind as Dr. Phil. But yeah, it was cool though. It was an interesting moment.
Yeah.
Dude, that is. I was super proud. I think we talked like the day before, and you're like, "Oh fuck, this is how." Or I just did this. I was like,
I know.
"Congrats, man!
Yeah.
That's wild."
Yeah, it was unexpected.
Wild.
Yeah. Unexpected.
Especially after you're launching your video game.
Yeah, that was way more important to me. Because
Yeah,
I'm
for it to be on
also
the same day.
I'm also very much so just very good at prioritizing things from like a meaning perspective. I'm
what I
like,
thought.
what I'm spending time on, and how into it I'm getting, and like how much apathy I'm approaching it with. Like whenever I get into a new project or do something, there's always a certain level of just like armor I go into it up with to prevent myself from being stressed.
Yep.
So that could be why I'm less anxious, is I've gotten really good at that over the last year. But with the YouTube stuff, what do you mean?
She's like, I'm still stressed all
you're
the
still
time.
stressed, yeah. I mean, I'm still stressed. I'm just not like
No,
having a
I was
panic
saying that I
attack.
haven't helped
Yeah.
with your stress. That's what I was
Oh
saying.
no, yeah, you
Not
have.
me.
Not
Like a zen. Like
Ginger
I'm
flavored
just a
Zen.
pylon that
bro,
lives in the same
I feel
house.
like I chewed a Zen. I feel like that's what.
It wakes you up. You're like, there are a few times, not to take it off what you were talking
you're
about,
good.
Ginger.
You're good.
Like, there are a few times where I'd be tired stuff. He's like, try this. And it's like, I've got another 3 hours in me
Oh, yeah.
right now. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
That straight up, like I can't think of a better comparison. That's an oral smelling salt. That's
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much.
Nope.
It's like, dude, 32-17. Once they started talking about ginger, loved it.
I wish I could relay to the audience like a 4D experience. My God.
It wakes you up.
Go to your local
Okay.
grocery store, get some raw
Thank you. I'm
ginger.
just helping you out there.
Get organic.
Yeah.
Get organic.
Organic.
And the smaller the root, the better.
Yeah.
The denser the skin, the smaller the root.
Yeah.
That's what I tell her.
I know. I knew someone would be able to pull something out of that. Yeah. But I was really upset. Back to the, what were we talking about?
Your stress and
So, I'm
anxiety.
so sorry. The,
No, it's
the
fine.
MrBeast time
Yeah.
you had to prepare the game coming out at
Yeah,
the
the
same
game coming
time.
out. Oh yeah, approaching, like, the game thing is just so meaningful and so cool and so much fun. And then YouTube videos are YouTube videos,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And which is cool because you have an infrastructure. Like I could just tell from like conversations we've had, and also like you can tell like from creator to creator, like you have an infrastructure for the YouTube videos to make that an easy, like kind
Yes.
of like a seamless process.
Yeah, absolutely.
A video game, that's something that is so like you don't have any experience with that.
No.
It's so new. Like
totally
that's
new.
got to be scary.
Yeah, and I've also like committed to being a part of it, and
Yeah.
like actually, like I've learned to code again. I already knew how to program, but like I haven't done it in years. And like I'm in C# making shit in Unity, which is so cool and so much fun. And like some of the prototypes and stuff that we're putting in the game, that we've put in the demo, are things that I've like made little prototypes of in my own small world in Unity to like show to actual tech people with 30 years of experience or 20 years of experience or 10 years of experience who can take that and then just improve it.
You launched it's on Wishlist Black Pine on
Yeah, Black
Steam,
Pine, yeah.
and then you guys have, who is the entire team? You have a lot of content creators with it, right? Plus yourself.
It's just
Or is it
me.
just
I'm the only
you?
content creator.
No shit.
And everyone else is just a developer or artist or designer or tech guy. Yeah.
You had a video come out on that today, right?
Oh, yesterday. I played it.
Okay.
Yeah, I played it
okay.
on stream just to be like, this is fun. Like,
You
here's
gave
me
it a
exploring
1 out
the
of
world and
10,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
You were just shit on it the entire
Very honest. I appreciate it.
the truth about Black Pine. The thumbnail's me like,
Yeah.
It's 5 hours rant.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast in the corner of the thumbnail.
It's a game.
I should have had him play it.
this is actually MrBeast game. You can tell because they interviewed each other. Anyway,
It's the red threads in between. Well,
Yeah.
no pun intended.
Yeah.
It's genuinely unintentional. But
I made so I made a video playing it and a live stream and then uploaded like a highlight reel of it and stuff. But yeah, Caleb is the only content creator with like making Black Pine. I just
Yeah,
play
there's
it.
no other content
Yeah.
creators on it. But it's cool though. It's good.
it's like a horror themed game. Or
Yeah,
like
it's a horror game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like heavily. My favorite games of the last couple years that I've played the most with my friends have all been like Phasmophobia or Lethal Company or Battle Rock Galactic, or just 4-player. You go in, you get stuff, you take it out. You go in, you get stuff.
Helldivers, like part
Exactly.
of that. Yeah.
That exact same kind of, you're in a group with your friends and you're doing things, you're working towards something.
There's like a lot of lore involved as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, the main difference is like we're trying to build a pretty interesting world along with it as well.
Just a lot of storytelling.
That's the cool part. 'Cause I've found myself get sucked into like, Cyberpunk, Red Dead. Like I love story-driven games.
Yes.
But I also enjoy games where you can go in with your boys, like 4 dudes, like it's like the magical squad size where you just like you hang out with friends that maybe you don't talk to all the time. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you do some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Literally the best time to do it. That's the only time I talk like Freddy or any of the core. Like,
it
is during video games. When
Darnell.
we actually play. Yeah, literally.
Playing Helldivers
Oh,
with
fuck
Darnell.
yeah, I forgot about it. Calling up Darnell. I was like, hey. And then he just carries us through everything. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. He just played Red Dead, just finished Red Dead a month ago. I took so long. I beat it the first time this year. Got Brandon, and I was like, just get past the snow part. It sucks.
You guys are already, like, it took you that long to do Red Dead 2?
Well, so I played it like 4 years ago, and I hated it. I never got out of the mountains. I was like, this is like horse walking simulator. I don't understand it.
That's really funny.
And then I got into it like 3 or 4 months ago and got obsessed because I love story driven stuff like that, and it is probably one of the best universes. Like I love it.
The characters are
insane.
amazing.
I just did a Red Dead video. I think it's dropping like today.
I love that game
Cool.
so much.
Yeah.
It's
I hope they make
okay,
it into a
girl.
show. I hope they make a show.
They have to.
That'd be sick.
You know who said he would be down to play Arthur Morgan?
Who?
I think it was Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
man,
Negan.
that's sick.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
You're
He'd be
good,
so good. I
girl.
feel like he'd be better as like Dutch.
Yeah.
I think
He'd be a perfect Dutch.
It would suck.
see that.
I think so.
It sucks because I mean that would be really awesome, but man, it's like the guys who played those, who did the performance capture, who performed those characters, they did such a fucking good job that it would almost suck to see them not, like Roger Clark is who did Arthur Morgan. It would suck to see him not be.
Yeah.
Arthur
Yeah, he
Morgan.
should be Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, it's like a different, obviously a different beast, but yeah, and like what you're talking about, the amount of people that I know that disliked the game when it first came out because it's instead of everything happening within 40 seconds, you have a new beat, something to get you in the game further.
And a new character that everyone. I didn't realize how pissed people were about that.
They like that game was really bold in terms of that, in terms of not really catering to the upcoming attention span.
Yeah.
And it's legendary.
It's so frustrating
Fucking
too
love
because
it.
it's like I wish I could just like mind meld people like all the thing about the game, but it's a 90-hour Western,
Literally.
which
It
It's
absolutely
so
is.
cool, though.
What a smart idea to make John be a
Oh my
background
God, dude.
character for the
Yes.
first 4 acts of the game.
Yeah.
So
to
good.
then come back as like the reckless kid who now has something to lose because he loves Abigail. And he loves his son that he's decided to take responsibility for.
Yeah.
And Arthur, who's come to the character conclusion of I don't have a lot longer to live, sees them and says, that's all that matters now.
Yeah.
And then like
So
literally
insane.
passing the hat
the
off.
character
Like
building's
what a brilliant way to write a
Yeah, I
prequel
forced
like
her to
that.
play it this year.
Yeah.
Did you
it-
cry too?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I was like, it's amazing.
I almost cried.
Like, I love movies and all that, but I was like, this is like the best movie I've ever watched in my
Red
life.
Dead spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I cried.
It's funny, like my employees the last couple of days, because like I've obviously been kind of bad off. They've just been saying like I'm walking around. All right, make way, black lung. Lung is here. Tuberculosis. It's a hell of a thing, son.
On like a not sad note, like the very end of like the epilogue to the game where you're playing as John and you get to the mountaintop, find a mic and stuff, and then those guys come out. It's like, it's always you, John. He's like, it's always me, and then.
Yeah.
The name of the song and the end mission being
Yeah.
called
I get so
American
excited when I
Venom.
think it.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
crazy.
dude!
Yeah.
Like 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
If you haven't played it again, you cannot
Dude,
stress.
Play it.
Yeah,
Play
it's that's one of the reasons too that video games are so cool. Is like there's just no, I've never felt any way close about a movie that I have about like there's good movies, but Red Dead Redemption 2 specifically is so good that it is impossible to explain to people.
Yeah.
You cannot articulate
It's like
it.
you just need
You
to
can't.
experience it.
Yeah,
The only time I was getting like texts at 2 a.m. because that's when I knew your girl was out of town because it was Brandon like 2 a.m. He's like, man, that was one of the hardest scenes to watch in Red Dead. I was like, bro, I'm asleep. I have to wake up in 4 hours.
I'm like, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I just put my horse down.
Girl.
It's fucked up.
Have you played it yet,
It's
Nick?
so good.
No, I'm just playing League of Legends, being a complete degenerate because I hate myself.
Yeah, you should feel bad about that one. I think.
Yeah, I do
It's a
feel
little
bad
embarrassing.
actually. It's great.
Did you see the one where it was like the meme I think I sent you this morning? Where it's like they were obviously like doing something for like a stage play, but it was like you have the big like crates for like the old fashioned dresses, but they were doing it for like a play, and they had like 6 kids underneath it, and like one dude walking around with the crate, and they were just like all walking underneath it. It's like when you pass 1 million subscribers as a Minecraft YouTuber.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
that's how I feel about League of Legends.
That's fair.
Do you like
Yeah,
Arcane
that's fair.
too?
I hate it.
Figures.
I hate the animation.
Really?
Yeah, I do not like the
Interesting.
animation style.
It's
I
kinda
really
jarring.
like it.
I don't like it.
I like
I
it.
thought, dude,
bothers me.
I love that.
It's
Is the most
so
groundbreaking
beautiful.
animation
It's
I've ever
beautiful.
seen.
I hate it. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's a terrific storyline. Do not like the animation.
great.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
great.
That's wild. That was the first time I was like, this is anime now.
I kind of know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, where it's like it might be a good story, but it's hard on the eyes.
Like, is it real life? Is it CGI or is it fucking cartoons? This hybrid.
Everyone's like, this
about
is a
it.
bad take.
Really?
You also think King of the Hill's anime. So
It is objectively. It's
Terrible.
100% objective.
What do they call that animation? Is it cell shading or what is it?
they did something new with League of Legends or Arcane.
Sorry if it's
Arcane.
Arcane, yeah.
No, it's all right. No, I think everybody's got their opinion. I totally know what you mean, though. It took me a couple episodes because I was just like, everybody was talking about it when it first came out, and I was like, I'll watch it.
That was the nice way of saying
Thank
shut
you.
up. by the way.
And then the story and the characters,
thank
they did
you.
a really good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was
I
a very
feel like-
political way of saying you're entitled to be wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're
love
stupid,
fun.
but it's
yeah,
okay.
it's good. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's just like you know how like a big movie will have like a 30-second intro cartoon. Like Hellboy has like the intro cartoon where they're telling a little background story for 30, 45 seconds where it's like a really jarring animation. It's that, but that's the whole show. To me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
doubt.
I
get you.
don't know. I don't like it.
Did you see the cut that they did for China?
No.
Yeah, I think
I did
they-
see that. I
Yeah.
did see that. That was wild.
Like China, they literally reanimated certain scenes to remove gay stuff
Oh.
to make it more palatable
interesting.
to Asian audiences.
Oh, interesting.
They have it. I mean, even World of
It's
Warcraft.
like they have principles until it's time to sell to China.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember like the Black Panther and like Star Wars stuff, right?
Yep.
Like on the original poster for like the first Marvel Black Panther movie, where it's T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. It was the poster in the United States was him with the mask off and the suit on, and then in China they had the mask on.
Yeah.
Because like.
In Star Wars, they took
Don't wanna
Finn
put it-
off the poster, or like
Yeah,
made him
they
like
made
a
him
tiny,
very small. Yeah,
Yeah.
they downsized Finn and stuff so that
Weird.
yeah, it's like
China.
well, we have principles about things unless there's money involved.
Well, we have principles in America.
Exactly.
However,
yeah.
World of Warcraft, they got rid of all these skeletons and like they have completely different dungeons and or models for it because I think skeletons or something is not allowed to be shown.
Scares them too bad.
Was that?
Scares them too bad.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, skeletons. That's the line. But yeah, it's a
They're
completely.
too spooky.
It's like too fucking scary, dude.
That just makes me think of the
Shit, man. You guys
Scream
seen Scary
movie.
Movie too?
scary movie. Yeah, we were just watching all the scary
Terrifying.
movies.
I'm so
Skeleton
sorry.
in that movie
Jesus.
scared the shit out of me when I was a child.
It's like moving
Really?
around like this.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's like a fake skeleton.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's
worst
really
looking
bad.
thing ever.
Was your parents like,
They were. They actually
that
were.
gave him nightmares?
Yeah, they actually
No.
were. Yeah.
Yep. What do you know? How goes the candy company? You fucking crushing with. I love. We've talked about it so many times. When you're not around, it's like just how motivating
talk shit.
you are all the time. It's like,
delicious.
"Oh, yeah, dude, he's so successful. You built an entire candy company that is now expanding into even bigger spaces, and then you just launched the chews or the gummies, right?
Little guys.
Yeah, little guys.
Little guys.
Little guys, yeah.
Yeah. Today we're launching a flavor that is lemon, cherry, watermelon, peach.
Yeah.
And it's called Yellow Snow.
But it's all yellow, so.
And it's all yellow. And the bag is a snowman who is covered with piss.
But it's
pretty awesome.
delicious. It doesn't
very
taste like
good.
piss.
Doesn't actually
It's
taste like piss.
deceiving.
There's no piss in it.
No.
But it's called Yellow
you
Snow.
almost had me.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah.
There's one drop per
audience.
bag.
There's a little piss.
It's like the golden ticket. One
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little
Smells
piss.
like, ammonia.
Yeah.
Ammonia scented.
Yeah, it smells like chicken broth.
But it's
Those little guys are dangerous because the strips I can
fucking
be like, I'm gonna take 2 to my room and be done. But little guys are like, the bag's empty.
They're good, yeah.
They're really good, but it's going really well.
I think it's just
very
rad
well
because of
run.
like how much adversity was involved in the company like early on, and you just move past it and you're just fucking killing it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's still obviously like a challenge, but the team is all just like, yeah, it's easy now. We got it.
Yeah.
Even if it's like insurmountable,
Yeah.
they're just like, we can do it.
It's just nice to be in a position where because like you're constantly sold out of everything.
Yeah.
like that is it's still a problem, but it's a good problem to have as a business
Yeah.
owner. It's-
Now we're getting a bit better with that. We're able
Yeah,
to
with the
produce
little
more,
guys,
which
we
is
can make
great.
substantially more of them.
Yeah, so that we actually have stuff in store
Yeah.
almost all the time now.
Are you still doing it all in house?
Yeah,
Nice.
still all in house, still all direct to consumer.
Yeah, and we're going to outsource our fulfillment soon as well, and that will get the turnarounds for orders higher, better, because we're fulfilling from like a small town in Central Texas.
Yeah.
So it's like by default you're slower.
Yeah.
But there's a company in Houston that's going to drive to us every week to get our new flavors.
No
awesome.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. There you
which
go.
that's like a hard commitment
Huge.
to
Yeah.
get, but they're going to do that. It's really
And then you're getting more machines up and running so
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can produce even
Yeah.
more,
We're
right?
trying to build a warehouse soon, or a bigger one, so we can make more candy, so we can.
It's like that perfect.
great.
That it's that brain where it's like, I like YouTube. Also, want to do candy. Video game sounds really good right now.
The ultimate big
Oh,
candy.
hey, MrBeast is calling.
Bro,
He's a big 12-year-old.
I mean,
cut my hair.
every single day we're
I'm in a stale now.
make candy.
Because my ginger.
I get to take off school
For
every day.
real, though.
Chris, trim me.
But I need to do it in 2 minutes, and then he wants to get up and leave.
Yeah, she takes so long.
He's got a head of hair.
I've got
He's
insane
got
hair.
like more hair than me on his head. He's got a lot of hair.
I always say like in order to be successful in this business, like to a large degree, you have to have some combination of functional autism and ADHD.
Yeah.
Like it's all of us.
Yeah.
Fucking,
It's really interesting.
It feels like the Shane Gillis thing. It's like it nicked me. Maybe not 100%, but it's there.
Greatest man.
Last time I was down, we took an autism test,
Yeah.
and Caleb passed with flying colors. Killed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also why he's the most successful out of them.
Did I tell you about my shop
Yeah.
employees? Me and all my shop guys took an autism test. We were all like, handshake. None of you guys can cheat. We all did the same autism test. I came in second somehow, next to the guy who has a literal autism diagnosis. Oh,
Same.
fuck.
Yeah, you did. Didn't
I
you?
came
Yeah,
second.
that's right, yeah.
Real close.
At
I
the
was
live
like,
shows,
oh.
fans were like, "Thank you for what you do. I have autism too." And they shake my hand. I'm like, "Is this a well-known thing?"
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Everyone's just like,
Thank you so much. I'm also retarded.
"Oh God." Like, and it's genetic. Thank God. Sorry, Ryden.
Caleb is like violently, like aspiring.
Probably. I know that was like.
I was going to start
I think you're the whole puzzle, homie.
I was going to say inspirational.
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to go that
you
route.
start with.
Violently inspirational.
What did I say earlier? Remember the Argentinian food?
Bro.
That was funny. What did I say? I forget.
No, we're at Bunker, and we just got a new Argentinian our barbecue guy,
So
and
good.
he came out and he was like making food just for all the Bunker employees as like an intro to so they could all get to know him.
Don't know why you kept calling it schnitzel, but
Bro, no,
That's funny.
it was so good. Like we were
good. I like
we were eating it, and he takes one bite of an empanada and goes, "Bro, I'm gonna start fucking punching people. This food's so good." What's happening?
Yeah.
I was just like,
It was
I
that
walked
good.
up and he goes, "Bro, they've got empanadas. I'll punch you in the face."
they were so good.
They were
You can
so
have them.
good.
It's okay.
No, I was sad for you. They didn't have any.
Yeah.
when we
So
got there.
juicy. Oh, bummer.
He's
delicious.
about it. When he likes
They're
something,
so
he
good.
likes it. But no, like
Violently.
Caleb is violently inspirational. Because every time I hang out with him, I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, I could be doing.
Dude, try
so much
living
more.
with him, dude.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's.
yeah.
I feel like I'm failing every
Yeah, because
day.
you're doing so
I'm
bad.
just kidding.
TikTok. Yeah, awesome. Cover of Rolling Stones, right?
Cover? No, dude.
You were in Rolling Stones.
No, it was just
Two
like
Australians subscribe to you, right?
Two, yeah.
It was what? Clarify.
No, it was just like it was a little thing. It was a little thing.
In Rolling Stones.
Yeah, but like, it was like
Yeah, continue to downplay it.
Yeah, and Forbes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Sure, I made the 30 under 30, but
It's a blur.
They're giving
So what
that
I
away to
was,
anybody.
you know what? You're right. Both of them are violently inspirational. Because anytime I hang out, I'm like, there's so much more I could be doing. Like they're so far beyond the game. Like everyone else I know.
No, we
It's
push each other
ridiculous.
a lot. It's awesome.
Physically.
Yeah. Mentally, physically.
Help.
Every
That's
morning.
less calm.
Every morning we wake up.
That explains
We
the
get in our
satchel
padded
full
room.
of herbs you need to
Yeah.
walk around with 24/7.
It's to help smooth out my gait.
Function.
Chris, we're going to San Antonio to the Bunny Range Day. Carry me. You make her walk. It's a long piggyback.
it's like he's like the fucking Witcher.
Exactly, yeah. I'm an alchemist.
A medieval medic.
Wow. Hold on. You've been shot. Here's some ginger.
Like,
I'll render aid.
He does.
Babe, you're a bit under the weather.
It's like living with a wizard. It's great.
Yes.
I like
He's
it.
making medicine.
My joke forever is he's curing autism.
With ginger.
Just so you know, Southern American wizards are a little different than the Canadian
Yeah,
ones.
that's different. Yeah, no, I'm not a wizard. I'm an alchemist.
He's an alchemist.
You're a grand alchemist.
No.
Me and my ghost costume are leaving this place.
My ghost.
See you on Tuesday night.
It is. We talk about it's just being so thankful to be surrounded by like all these individuals as a friend group because it is. No one's failing because we push each other, and when you feel like such a piece of shit, if you're like you see where they're going, and you're like, I gotta do way better in life. He's launched a candy and now a video game. Okay, well, I got shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Unsub needs to step it up, guys.
I just sell
You're-
t-shirts.
Now you guys are the same way. Like it's a privilege to know these two, and it's a privilege to know you all as well. Just like seeing people excel that far, like it's crazy. It's crazy how far you can go with this platform.
Dude,
I feel like it's like we just have so much opportunity in front of us that it's hard to pick a direction. And
Exactly.
we see all the different directions you can go, and like you guys are breaking the mold. I think that's why we focus on that a little bit because like you broke the mold in such a unique way, especially like video games and candy. It's like we just sell shirts and all the other shit that we do, like a podcast, whatnot. Like it's pretty normal, but like you're just finding new and exciting ways to like bring your passion into the fold.
Yeah, that's definitely the main reason I would do any of that stuff, just because it's all stuff that I really enjoy. But to be fair, we don't have a video game yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, when does it come out?
wish list.
When does it come
Hopefully.
out?
Yeah, you can go wish list it.
hopefully before May.
Okay,
But
so
we'll see.
That's pretty close.
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
pretty,
close.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's not gonna.
Wildly
It's not
close.
gonna launch.
you
if
have a
it's-
video game like this guy.
I can play it.
There is a demo out right now.
There is a demo,
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a
but
demo.
the
You
demo,
have a video game.
the demo is for the purpose of feedback.
I
Yeah.
hate this guy.
Yeah.
Real
No,
talk.
Hear me out. If I have a gun that everybody else isn't allowed to shoot my gun, I've got a gun.
It's called the AK-50.
Yeah, it's true.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Like real talk, how do you feel about it? Like the way that it's going so far, development and whatnot. Like, are you happy with it? And like you're good with the direction?
I love it.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially popping the demo out and getting to see people's feedbacks and getting to see people's feedback and the things that they are thinking of are the things that we're questioning as to whether or not, like the negative criticism, are things that we've already got under control to an extent. And then the things that they love are things that we're like, I wonder if this is going to work. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool seeing the validation from both sides. And then people who know who I am playing it, their feedback versus people who are just on Steam playing it and seeing their feedback. Like it's really interesting. Overall, I feel no respite. they're even releasing the demo. It's just making a video game is I'm not even but 10% of it, and it is so much work and preparation and planning. Easily the most difficult thing I've ever been involved in by a factor of 10.
Yeah. What is your involvement like in like your day to day as far as the video game stuff? Like what is it that you're in control of, I guess?
So day to day, we have directors conversations on a daily basis. On a busy week, let's say, because some weeks are less busy. There's
I don't know how you keep doing that, by the way.
Yeah, he's in on it, dude.
Yeah,
he's
because
dipping.
I'm a man, Dad.
He's
Oh,
packing it
fuck
in.
off! Give me some more.
That's what I thought.
Just take a nibble. Like
Just a nip.
Just a little.
You don't have to put the whole thing.
Like
in.
graze your teeth on it.
Just a tad.
Heard that one
That's the
before.
tip.
Scoutmaster Kevin.
No, you didn't.
Just a little.
Yeah, like actually.
You don't have to put. You can just bite
Half
off
of
a
it.
tiny bit.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way better.
put
Yeah,
it
that's
in,
that's
and
what I
then
do.
lip it.
All right, Scoutmaster Kevin.
Put it in.
What is
Walk through your day.
Oh, yeah.
Walk through your day.
A video game.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so a stand up, talk to everybody, see what everybody's going to be working on, figure out. I work as the executive producer, so I have a producer that reports to me, and then basically everything through the week that's done in our sprints, which is basically the goal of the week that everyone keeps track of, and there's cards. We use Jira as our management software to keep track of what's going on. It's these cool little cards. It's really interesting. And at the end of the week, all the decisions, everything that's going in the game, I'm sort of going through making sure that it's fitting our vision. And then throughout the week, we'll have meetings just kind of formulating different things, putting more thought into certain things, talking with tech. What do we need? How do we need more time? How does this feel? What bugs are we looking at? Because if you think about a game, there's art, design, and tech. And the tech part of it is probably the biggest part, but because you have to build your systems to be able to even design anything, and you have to be able to build your systems before you can even put art in. So it's really easy to get blocked. And if one team is doing something, chances are another team can't do anything because they haven't finished what they're doing yet. Yeah. So figuring out how to solve those problems, which are just forever problems that you can't solve.
Logistics.
Yeah.
Logistically, yeah.
facets.
It really is a logistical. It's a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Making a video game, it really is.
Because I saw some of that stuff when Stalker 2 released recently, where people are falling out of the map. They're having game-breaking bugs a little bit. And from what I hear, it's a great game. I played probably 2-3 hours of it so far, but they're getting to places where the devs are now trying to patch things where they're there's 80,000 different ways to approach this problem.
Absolutely.
And 5 of them have you falling out of the universe forever. So it's fuck, we need to figure out how to solve these.
Yeah, it's I have a new respect for games, because even if your game is good and your tech is good and your systems are good, is the engine good? Does the engine need to be patched? Because that's a huge thing as well. Are you stable? Is all the 50 systems that are a part of you walking a quarter mile on the map and picking stuff up and just playing, a normal simple ass game, are all those 50 systems all working together? Do they work together the same way each time? Is the game laggy? When you work one way, is it performant in that? There is an unlimited amount of problems that you always have to solve.
We had to figure that out with Pepperbox because we found out there was a glitch at one point where it's all right, we have an iPhone open with the Pepperbox app.
It's that shit.
We leave it until the iPhone goes to hibernate, and we open it up, and now it's blacked out. The screen's black. There's so many little bugs that you're why the f would you ever do that? I don't know, but somebody will.
Absolutely.
And I'm assuming you have a very kind audience too, where we are blessed with the Pepperbox and all y'all, because it is, hey, this is broken, or hey, we have this issue, and we'll fix it within a week. Yeah. But we are very big on hey, what do you want to see implemented into this?
Absolutely.
And then every month we try to update, and it's hey, we listen to y'all. Here you go. What do you think? Okay, thumbs up. Now, what is your level of doing what you're doing? How much respect do you have for Hideo Kojima, where you see that dude level?
Yeah,
of,
it's on another level. Yeah.
I need the engine. I'm going to learn coding. I'm going to learn music. I want it to do this. I'll learn it and make the game do that during Metal Gear Solid and all.
Yeah,
Metal
that's
Gear.
That is the biggest thing is how humbling all this stuff is, and then how many challenges there are too, because it's you can do that. You can learn if there's a tech system, I can learn how it works and then potentially lend help to that. Some things are just so complicated it would take years to learn, obviously. But with the way things work now, most stuff is not overtly complicated. So people like that are humbling. And just in general, like your average designer, like there's so much work that goes into video games. It's insane. Yeah, I mean, the Herculean effort that Red Dead Redemption 2 was to make, how good it was from the user experience, I just can't, like the devs have to like, I mean, that you could die after that. The legacy, being able to contribute to that is insane. How much meaning and like entertainment
to
you provide
build
people.
so many layers of like foundation.
Yeah.
And before you even touch story writing, characters, actors, art design,
You got to have the game.
but then you build the whole game, and then you get
crazy.
to that. Then you build all that, and it's like an orchestra. It all comes together in
Has to all
such a
come together,
moment to where Arthur dies on the rock as "May I Stand Unshaken" plays, comes over the mountain. It's like the number of people who put their souls into it to make that happen for the player. It's overwhelming.
Unless you got the other ending.
Yeah.
You played low honor?
No, I had the good one.
That's why
I texted her and I was
High
like,
honor.
because I didn't know. I got good, and then I was like, oh, what's the other ending? I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He gets brained.
Instantly, I was like,
Yeah.
Like, you're like, do you have the elk or the wolf?
Connor, that's what King Trout was saying.
Do you have the elk or the wolf?
It is,
Do you see a deer? Okay, you're all right.
do that level of just like music, and then it is on that next level of game development. It's like, hey, we'll do hunting creatures and cooking.
They did go a little far in a couple places. It's like I shouldn't have to scrub my left arm and then my right arm. Like certain times, it's like, all right, you're going a little fucking far here.
Yeah, they were bold with that stuff because all that's a choice.
Yeah.
Like they know
You can
that
get fat or skinny or just average.
They know
Wild.
that people are going to probably play it more, and it's going to be more broadly appealing if those things are simpler,
Yeah.
and people will be less frustrated and they'll be less bored. Because like all this stuff's like it would be foolish to assume there's not millions upon millions of dollars into researching the player's attention and how it folds through the game. Like as people are playing, you go into a boredom zone and then you pull them out of the boredom zone and then you challenge them and then you get them bored again and then like that's how games work. To be able to do stuff like what you're talking about and you still beat the game in spite of that.
Yeah.
It's so like I would love to talk to those people and just learn about that. Because
Rockstar doesn't miss.
it's crazy.
And it's like, well,
fucked up.
if we have another Red Dead game, it's probably going to come out like by the time my kids are 3. But like, take your time. If that's the product you make, take as long as you need.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the right developers too. When you see that, like, it's why I'll praise Kojima. If you read about Kojima's childhood and then how he got into the space of gaming, and the only reason he worked with Konami was like, oh, well, I didn't want to disappoint my mom. My family was big into movies and cinemas. My dad died when I was young, so but as a family, we'd watch movies once a week, or we'd watch it multiple times a week, but go to the theater. Dad died. Mom was like, hey, make sure you continue this, like, for your dad. He went to Konami because it was the only company at the time that had publicly traded. And that's what they like for honor. It was like, oh, this will make my parents proud or my mom proud. So I'll do this. And then I'll start this little crazy thing, Metal Gear, and I'll start developing it. And I'll work for, I forget the first game. And then he was underneath somebody. And then he's like, I want to add this. Well, you can't do that. Why? Well, they don't have that coded. Okay. Did what you did, just learn coding. He's like, there, now we have sneaking mechanics. And they're like, what the fuck?
And I didn't realize
Okay.
how far he went like outside the box
it's
on
amazing.
certain things until I saw some breakdowns, because I never played the Metal Gear games, but like
That's why I went to war and have PTSD.
Well, that is such a funny takeaway from Metal Gear.
I know that, dude.
Get to the end and be like, military good? Good.
Meanwhile, Raytheon's over here like,
I am a tool of the government. It's the worst takeaway.
Yeah, you finish Metal Gear 3 and you're like, and he did a good thing shooting her. Right. Traitor. Got it.
I know.
even the shit like, but like the mind reading where it's like they would read your memory card to know what like other games you played.
yeah.
Shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking wild for the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, that's like, to be
A
even
little
in
invasive, but
in the same conversation as those people is just not even like that's just Hideo Kojima is like he's like a god, essentially a deity in the gaming world. So it's a different thing.
And it all came from like, I just like movies, and then he's just hyper focused on video game development, story writing, and he continues. And now he's a rock star of the video. Like there is no other video, maybe like 3 directors in the video game space that their names are known, and then he is one of them. He's just at the top, like movie.
I don't think there's anybody that has there's studios, but there's no singular person that has a bigger name than him. I don't think
when
I've
the
ever played
studio
any of his
is
games.
Hideo Kojima.
Sorry, no. There is the only other guy is a guy who is not known for being awesome. He is known for being cool.
Caleb's favorite person in the world.
Todd Howard.
Oh well.
We got to toss his name into the hat. He is known quite well, but
He has a cardboard cutout of Todd
I
Howard.
have a cardboard cutout of Todd Howard.
It scares me every day.
He hasn't. Yeah. He's a
Let him watch.
He's Kojima.
Oh God! Stop nodding to that.
You just turn Todd Howard around.
Yeah.
Can we leave Todd in the gun closet tonight?
Yeah. Todd Howard. I love Todd.
Apparently.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Every time anyone goes into my garage, they're like, oh!
He's in the garage.
Am I making you proud, Todd?
He's in there.
Garage. Yeah, he's in the garage, and there's like a window into the garage, into his office, and you can just see Todd through his office window.
It's really funny because you can just slowly shut the blinds.
Todd has his hand on the
Caleb's like, it's not funny.
Yeah, you guys
my
don't
mentor.
get it. You guys don't get it.
Sacrilegious right now.
We talk a lot. No, he's a bit of a goober, right? It's more of a joke. It's it's in jest. I do love him. I love obviously all the Elder Scrolls games, but they are good because they're kind of like poopy a little bit. They're good because you can just break them and there's chaos. Like they're not good because it's this insanely hyper polished story that's so beautiful. They're good because it's a sandbox and you can just be the person you want to be.
The bugs are kind of the feature.
Exactly. Yeah.
First
Exactly.
microtransactions.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls.
Horse armor.
Oh no shit!
The horse armor in
We were
Skyrim.
talking about this a couple days
Or
ago.
Oblivion.
Yeah, Oblivion.
Yeah. It was literally the first game to have microtransactions.
Oh, so he
Forerunner.
f***ed up the entire
Legendary.
gaming space.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, he's now a game developer. Thank God.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah.
Going to charge $40 for the RV skins in Black Pine.
I'm gonna bring what I've learned from YouTube right into the video game industry.
In Todd we trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let people super chat in the game. You're gonna be able to give me super chats in the game.
It's just rude.
I'm just kidding.
As much microtransactions.
There's the Dr.
as
Disrespect joke. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
Now-
Yeah, but it's been extremely humbling though. I have nothing but respect for people in the world, and hopefully we can make something fun.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I'm
works at
actually-
it literally 24/7.
Yeah,
like
at
even
night.
when we go to sit down and watch movies, he'll have his laptop and his little cushion laptop
Yeah,
holder thing.
my
and
Zen
he'll be,
cushion.
He'll be
Zen cushion.
working on how to develop, do something to put into the game, like in terms
Yeah.
of whether it's coding or whether it's like actually making the little guy move. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a shout out to everyone at the table, or like anyone that's succeeding. It is for everyone back there. You don't realize how much effort and work people put into each little project, from YouTube to reviews to, hey, I want to do this new venture. Yet, like as you're saying, that's what you're like, man, it's awesome to see my spouse. Like
Yeah.
he's fucking crushing it.
He loves it.
every minute. And it is like 10, 12 at night. It doesn't matter. Midnight, he's still
Yeah,
working.
absolutely.
Yesterday, we were still like at the bar, at the range day. And I have text from him. He's like, hey, we got to meet this guy for a business talk. We walk into the woods. Good business. Literally just walked into the woods, had a conversation. Awesome. And in the evening, you're like, hey, we got this bar. Sidebars, everyone's like doing business and figuring stuff out. Same for you. It's like, and it's like everything's so awesome to see. And the people out there, I wish that's always the takeaway. It's like, if you think the guys, it's like it's an easy life. The level of work everyone does is sitting at this table is, you only see like 1% of it, and then it is till 2 a.m. You're filming your videos at somebody else's studio, or you're like, hey, I'm on vacation, still doing a video.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's nice to have the choice too, where it's like you
Yeah.
can rest on your laurels if we want. We all have a pretty good life. If we,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like you can't really bitch about it, but if you want to do more, we're lucky enough to be in a position where if we want to work harder, that work will go towards something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why me and Jay Wolf are at IHOP at 4 a.m. We were working very hard.
To stay awake.
Honestly, I was trying not to get kicked out of IHOP.
Oh, yeah, so you have a story with Leon, I believe.
Bro.
Wait, what?
I found this in the back seat.
You did not.
What is it? Oh, it's a meat stick.
No.
A meat stick?
Oh, Christ.
Bro.
The audience right now is like, what?
Leon Lush. Oh, no. We're fucked up at IHOP at 4 a.m. And he's like, dude, I was so hungover today, I thought I died. And he's like, I got off the plane and it was like 2 and my hotel wasn't open yet. And rather than texting any of my 50 friends in town, I decided to go to Topgolf by myself and drink 4 IPAs.
At 2?
At 2 p.m.
Oh.
This is not yesterday, but day before range day. So he's at Topgolf drinking IPAs by himself. Then he goes to the hotel room, drops off his bag, and then goes to the hotel bar and apparently meets a large Samoan man. And they shared, I believe he said 19 Modelo's between the two of them. And then he went to the pre-range party at that place we go. And apparently it got also very drunk there. And he's like, I don't really know what happened. I just remember like it was 3 a.m. and they asked me to leave, and then they locked the door and I couldn't get an Uber to pick me up because this is like pretty far out of the city. And I was just standing there cold in a t-shirt in 30-degree weather. But you know, it's fine. He's a big guy from New England. No, just he eventually got like a lift to come pick him up and drove him back to the hotel room, just completely fucking smashed. And he's like, and then I went up to the little counter and I bought a Slim Jim and ate it to not be hungover the next day and went to bed.
Yes, the hangover cure. 1 Slim Jim.
19 grams of protein and 1,200 milligrams of salt. That's going to help hydrate. He said he was so up. He woke up at 7 in a panic because he thought he slept through range day. And then stumbled out of his hotel room wearing a dirty t-shirt and his boxers and ate the continental breakfast in his boxers in the hotel room.
Oh my gosh.
I love that guy. He's great.
God chooses unconventional warriors sometimes.
Yeah.
An unconventional war means it's unconventional warrior.
And my God, do we have special forces?
I just picture him talking to the host. I don't want to be hungover tomorrow. Yeah. Walks off.
That'll do it.
We're good now. No, we're good.
But you said you were trying not to get arrested last night?
We were we were obnoxious in IHOP.
Hell
we
yeah.
were laughing so hard, drunk at that of Leon explaining that story.
That was last night?
At 4 a.m.
I will say Nick is the dude that wakes up before everyone. And today it was like, I got a text from you. It's like 9:15. You're like, I'm up. I'm like, huh. This explains it way better.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't go to bed till like 5.
Nick loves breakfast food, by the way.
It was awesome. It was good. It was breakfast. What do you want from me?
Nothing.
I was drunk. We went to IHOP. Okay, I'm innocent. I've got Jay Wolf. Everybody's like, oh, nothing good happens after midnight and the bar closes. Every time it's me and Jay Wolf close down the bar after the post range day party, and then we go to IHOP the last like 3 range days in a row. And I don't mind closing down the bar and being drunk because, like, I have Jay Wolf. Like, what's the way? That motherfucker will tuck me in. Like, I don't care.
Jay Wolf is 7'1", by the way.
That's crazy. I was looking at him like getting
Here,
drinks. So I was like,
just
he's
walk
taller than
behind
the
him real
fridge.
quick.
I'm going to be out of frame.
I know.
Yes, you will.
That's what I like about it. They're just going to see a shadow fall over the group.
It's like Hagrid.
Harry Potter.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Go ahead. Wait, Kris, get in there.
Wait, I'll take my boot off.
Yeah.
It makes me taller. Oh wow. I'm just like a little guy.
Jay was the only dude I give hugs, and I feel weird because I'm like, hi, tits.
This guy.
That's 2.
There was one time I remember, I think it was a SHOT Show of like 2021, maybe 2022. We went to, so every place in Vegas serves alcohol, like pretty much everywhere. We went to the IHOP or the Denny's right next to the Venetian, and it was like
With
me,
Caleb.
you, Caleb Francis, Cody, like just everybody together, and we are like that was the closest I think I've ever been to pissing myself in public. I was laughing my ass off.
Do you know Caleb
so
Francis?
hard?
Yeah.
Caleb, great guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Also
He's awesome.
amazing when you get him shit wrecked.
One of the most organically funny people I know.
He's
And-
very funny. Yeah.
Just hysterical. Like you couldn't even begin to describe.
He's just giving commercials for. He's just doing Caleb, like the
Threatening
entire-
to beat people's kids with a baseball bat. I think.
Welcome to Denny's.
Kill your kids.
Just shouting this
But he's
out
the
loud.
Jolly Green Giant, so like everybody's like, all right.
I'm convinced. I'm like actually concerned that Caleb might be my guardian angel.
Really?
I'm not sure. Every time I get shit wrecked, like overly drunk, like I wake up and I was like, I went too hard. This was a mistake. Within 45 minutes, Caleb Francis apparates out of nowhere with fucking breakfast burritos. It happened at range day.
He's the mysterious stranger perk.
I swear to God, 100%. We were.
I'm glad you got that.
Hold on, pause. I didn't. He just texted me this.
There's
God
no
said, that's
way.
me because
What did he
last,
say? What did he say?
Oh, party foul.
last night, may I have a thing? Last night, I had 2 sandwiches. I was like, I didn't drink that much. I was like, I don't want to get drunk. I hate hangovers, and I'm 40. So, Caleb, I like walk outside as Caleb's going inside. I'm like, hey, do you want this? He's stumbling. I was like, hey, do you want this? He's like, whose is it? I was like, it's mine. Would you like some food? What is it? It's a sandwich. He's like, yes, please. I'm so shit regular. He takes a bite and he's like, thank you. He hugs me and then he texts me. He's like, God sent me an angel. That's why I was like, what? Holy shit. That was unprompted. Exact same thing.
I pulled up to range day and like I pull up and then I like only person I see is Caleb with his truck and the tailgate down, and I'm not shitting you, 4 grocery bags full of breakfast burritos. And he's like, you want some breakfast burritos? They're really good. They're from Maria's Tacos. It's like really, it's the best breakfast burrito I've ever had in my life.
Maria Tacos throws.
I just
Oh, it's
picture
so
that
good.
shitty meme format, just Caleb Francis standing over you. Get us. Get us.
Hey, you want some breakfast burritos? They're real good.
God sends his drunkest angels to his hungriest soldiers.
Wow.
Yes. Psalms 23. Wendigoon 23.
Now, Miss Kris, we talked, I think, last night. I was like, I'm loving your content. She has made the rotation of I'm going to bed. We'll put on Creepcast. We'll put on Oompa. We'll put on me. We'll put on, like, none of my friends here. I hang out with them too much. And now you're in that rotation. You are fucking killing the game.
Thank you.
And look you've done it in the past, but now you're just,
Yeah.
like, reinvigorated with it.
Yeah, I really like the deep dive content. Honestly, I just like it a lot more. And he was the one that motivated me to do it. I was like, because I was mostly doing just like bullshit. I mean, like entertainment stuff, like comedy, but I can mix that into the.
Do you know
deep
how
dive
much it
stuff now.
hurts when you beat all of us numbers wise and then you call it bullshit? That's
I guess it's just like
I won't
not,
cry myself to sleep. That's fine.
not that you need to educate people for it not to be bullshit, but I feel like I get to learn stuff, so it feels more meaningful for me to do it. So yeah, sorry, didn't mean that like that.
Because I think last time you were on the podcast, though, I think we were. Yeah, I know she meant it. She said, I know. I think last time you were on, you were talking about how much you were hoping to expand into like your long form stuff more.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I'm glad to see it's going well.
Yes, yeah, it's been going really well. It's been going really well, and I've been doing like more traditional stuff too. With I shot a movie in July, and we did post production and. We did
Godspeed.
post production in like 2.5 months, and then we are.
That's really fast.
Yeah, it was
How long is the
way
runtime?
too fast. Sorry,
How long's the runtime? on that?
77 minutes.
Oh,
So
shit,
it's a
that's
full-
really
It's
fast.
a feature. It's a feature. Yeah. So we did it all ourselves, and then we went on tour with it. We did like 6 screenings around the states, and then it got really good response, and now we're just in the distribution phase of it. So hopefully it'll be distributed soon.
I'm really irritated by people that like go through all that effort to make a movie and then go on tour with it to several places. It's just really,
I know, right?
it's a lame kind of
almost
thing
like
to do, man.
Taking a podcast, maybe,
Yeah.
and going to several places. Same kind of
Damn,
It's
man,
the
we're
gayest thing possible.
Yeah, it's awful. It's terrible.
2.5 month turnaround is crazy. Movies are an endeavor. I don't
Yeah.
think people realize that level of endeavor. Because when you're like, oh, we'll just do quick skits or a funny insert. When you're scripting, shot listing, doing like it is time.
Yeah.
You're looking at a good day, maybe 6 pages.
Well,
3 to 6.
The nice thing with what I did and why it went so fast, or why we could do it so fast, and this is the reason why I wanted to do it, was because it was found footage. And I wrote it.
Yeah.
I wrote it about around this time last year.
What's it
And then we
called?
kind of kept. Sorry.
What's it called?
It's called House on Eden. Yeah, I have a trailer for it on my YouTube.
It's called Billy Goat Bow Hunt.
Look up that too while you're at it.
We'll just put that up now. Chase, put that up as a trailer.
Oh, sorry.
Me, you were showing me.
Yeah.
That's just a
Don't
really
look
fun
that up.
video.
That was an intrusive
Look that
thought.
up.
Do
Chase, pull
not.
that down.
You should look that up.
Found footage,
also.
I feel like, is almost harder, like to not come off like cringe. Like it's kind of
Oh yeah,
easy to
it
do
was.
that.
Yeah, so that was the. But the whole thing with me not wanting it to be cringe, and with
Yeah.
it, I was the writer and director and one of the main cast members as well, and producer. I just wanted to wear all the hats and just see. But I didn't write a concrete script. I just wrote beats, kind of like how Blair Witch did. They just wrote, okay, this
Yeah.
needs to go to this place. This needs to go to this place. Do that. So we just took like a bunch of takes, tried to be as organic as possible, knowing where it would go.
Yeah, and I feel like as a creator, you already know those beats. ahead of
Exactly.
time.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wrote I wrote it all out, and had discussions between. It was just me and 2 other people, basically, and then we would wake up, and then we would shoot, usually all afternoon, all night, and then we wake up the next morning, cut whatever we shot. So we shot it in 7 days. So we cut it and shot it in 7 days.
Is it all one location?
No, it's multiple
Oh,
locations.
oh shit, that's harder too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was multiple locations too. So
Writing on the fly when you have beats. It's how Gladiator was done. Most people don't know.
yeah,
did
no,
not
that's
know that,
true.
really.
That's true. Yeah.
Gladiator was a
Do what?
completely different
Yes.
script, and how it was written, everything was done
Yeah, they
on
changed
the
it on
fly.
the fly. Yeah, it was
Interesting,
really
wow.
cool. Yeah.
It's wild when you find
like
it. Like
the
even
Gladiator, the first one.
Yes, Russell Crowe.
like when they're whittling those little the figures, and he bears them at the end. He's like, "That was we can close it out with that." Everything was done on the fly. Like
Yeah.
they had 2 storylines, and and then they went in and done everything else on the fly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not the Gladiator. It's not Gladiator by any means. But some inspiration from stuff like that. Like I was just like, I knew how it would end. I had like a few different endings, and we had a couple different ones, and we went with a specific one after we cut it and edited it. And we sent it off to we did a lot of practical effects. It's horror. But some VFX. So once it came back.
But you did practical.
Oh yeah, I love practical. We had some really
God.
cool prosthetics.
The Thing?
But Creature Kid made us some prosthetics. So cool.
So we so far compared it to John Carpenter, Gladiator. Like,
Dude,
The Thing.
she's the Lisa Al Gaid.
it's not that good.
There's a big worm.
She said it on the record. It's that good.
There's
Keep
a big
mind.
worm in it.
There's a big worm. And Timothy Chalamet.
4 Oscars.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I hosted the party.
I've known both of you for a while, but I had no idea like all the shit that you guys were into, and I could probably say you're the most creative couple I've ever ran into, and it's insane.
Yeah.
You know how like when 2 ugly people have a really hot kid? Your kid's gonna be like an accountant. Just zero creativity whatsoever. Like that's the only way this is gonna work.
It'll be the next president of
What
the
is
world.
what is like the what is the average day? Like I just imagine
Your
you
kid's
2
gonna
wake
suck,
up.
by the way.
well, you guys are awesome.
creative.
Don't reproduce.
Holy shit. Which was his follow-up
That's
to? You
really
ever see a
funny.
really hot kid?
I know. I was like, "Where is this going?"
That's the doctor disrespecting.
Damn it!
Jesus
He's
Christ.
learning social skills today.
It's fine. No, it's good.
He's
No,
in
oh.
his ABA class.
I'm not the worst this time.
I want to see the movie so bad, but she wouldn't let me watch it early, so I guess I have to wait.
I will not watch it in front of you, dude.
Is it finished now?
Yeah, it's fully finished. Yeah, it's
How are you planning to distribute it?
So right now we're talking to a couple different distributors. One is Shudder, if you know what Shudder is.
Yeah.
So they're wanting to buy it, but all of them are really predatory and there's a chance I might just self-distribute it, not to YouTube, but maybe in
Sure.
you know.
I mean, kind of like Andrew Schultz did with his one comedy
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Potentially. It'd be cool to have it live on a streaming service or something, but we'll see.
Rocket Gym I can put you in contact with Fred. They're doing that again. They just
really?
did that, and they're about to do it again.
Oh, cool.
Freddie Wong, the old YouTube people back in the day, he's doing an action kung fu flick right now. I'm super excited because Freddie is now 40, but he's finally doing a Jackie Chan role.
Cool.
And he's doing all the stunts himself, and he's actually training for it. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But if you need help with that, they just did it again.
Sure.
They have that world down to because predatory.
Oh yeah.
Agencies are great.
Yeah. Thank God for lawyers, but still.
It's also something like you've poured so much time and effort into.
Yeah.
It's like I want it to be able to be seen by the casual audience.
Exactly.
Like I want somebody to be able to fire up their Roku and
Yeah, I want it to be
put it up.
accessible.
Yeah.
So that would be ideal. But at the end of the day, I really just wanted to see if I could just make a movie, and I did. And I'm like,
Are you happy with it?
cool. Yeah. I mean, I've
yeah.
seen it 1,000 times. I hate that movie now. I hate it.
That's how it goes.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
And watching yourself, I can't watch my own YouTube videos, let alone
Damn.
every take of me for 77 minutes.
My
It's,
favorite thing to do is
horrific.
be at a party and put up one of his
hate you.
videos.
Oh, it's
Oh,
awful.
I hate you.
It's like, hey, no, I
hate
just saw
you
this
for it
really
every
cool
time.
Nick video.
Yeah.
Well, it was different when I was like new to the friend group and not very big yet, and you were just like, "Oh, you don't know Fat Electrician? Here, let me play his greatest hits on fucking repeat."
I have a video
Yeah.
of you in Utah.
I remember.
Where it's
I was
just like
there.
it's him on the smart TV, like his most recent video, because I like your content. You make good stuff. But he's just sitting there like in a chair on the left side,
don't
just like
like me.
zooming in.
Yeah, I can't stand hearing my own voice.
No.
Does
Yeah.
anyone watch your own content?
No.
I do.
No.
I
mean, I watch it before it goes out.
I swear. I'm not kidding.
I watch
videos?
it.
I'll watch it back. Yeah.
We watch it back.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I do that
I
as
will
well.
be idle, and then oh, here's the video I did from a year ago. How did I sound then? What was that like? And I'll listen
Oh,
to
that's
it,
fair,
okay.
yeah.
I don't do that.
That's fair. Yeah, it's too critical. I would never do that.
See, it's the weird flip because I will never
Yeah,
read
of
comments,
course.
but I will listen to myself and analyze my own stuff.
Interesting.
Interesting.
You know better than everyone else.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some psychological thing that's.
Do you masturbate?
In the mirror?
Like in general, or like
Just Freudian. Are you the subject?
Only if I'm crying.
Okay.
Got it.
I'll watch my stuff like in a critical mind where I'm like, all right, what did I fuck up and what could I do better? I hate watching it in front of people,
Yes.
which is why it's very funny to me. But
I hate this, Nick. Suffering.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I don't like? This. I should do it to other people.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's awful. Like being in a theater of people and me being in the middle of the theater watching myself, I'm like,
Yep.
I want to leave so bad. But I needed to hear the reactions because I needed to know what they thought of the movie.
At least you're not in a social setting. Like at least you're not like
Yes.
in a living room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
yeah, I couldn't stand. But it's still, it was still very strange. And I'm also like, it's funny because I'm me in the movie, but I'm also not. Like I am acting in the movie, and I'm just not myself in like the worst way. So I'm like, maybe people will think I'm like this. I don't want
Right.
to give too much
You're
away.
still
but
playing
it's
a
like-
character.
Yes, exactly. But it'll be hard because I wanted it to transition from seems like a YouTube video, but goes completely haywire, and it's clearly a movie.
Well, that's
so I
cool.
wanted to
That's a
break.
cool
I
concept.
wanted, I wanted to break that so people will be like fully in it, especially my audience. So, but then people who are watching it that don't know who I am will
It
still.
hasn't really been done that much. Is
Probably
that
not
one of
that
the
That
first
concept,
one?
I'm not sure if that's ever really been.
That's a
thing.
really good f***ing concept.
Thanks. I was like, this could shoot me in the back, but I don't know. We'll see.
Good fucking concept.
Yeah, we'll see.
How was
We'll
it
see.
for you, like in your theater
Yeah.
tour, where because I know you weren't as heavily involved, like
Yeah.
you were in the movie for like maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, I did. I wrote it. I co-wrote it with Evan. So
How
I
was
like
it watching
co-writer
the
and producer.
reactions? I guess.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I would like sit in the back. Because each show is like, oh, you can go to the green room. It's like, no. And I would like sit in the back of the theater, and when like big moments would happen, I would like watch people. Like the scene, the movie's out now, the Hive reveal, of, like
That was so
the
dope.
tendrils down and stuff. Every theater would be like, okay, what's everyone going to do? And at every theater, people were like, and I was like, yes,
Yeah,
great,
that's awesome.
perfect, yeah.
That
Yeah,
reveal.
that's a cool
Love that.
feeling. That is a
Yeah,
cool feeling.
yeah.
How long did that CGI shot take?
Gosh, oh my gosh, dude, not
That was the cum shot of the movie.
Okay, so that took. Thank you. That took.
I like it.
That was one of our first things we came up with
Hollywood
because it's like
calls
we
it
need
that.
we need an end event. We need a place that this map ends at. So that was kind of our monster, and we knew it was going to be like a special effect. So I was like nervous about it the whole time. Our
Visual
special
effects.
effects guy Majid like took budget cuts, worked way longer than he should have. He really came through for us. He worked on that shot alone for at least a couple months. Built the whole thing out inside of a render, like a render farm, and then he took people's heads modeled. I'm actually one of the heads. I think that was modeled, and like
No shit.
yeah, like did a bunch of different heads on it, and then had it move with like tendrils coming down. That the bottom of it's the pilot who was hooked up into it, and his skeleton's in there because he's been rotting away, but the machine's still on and stuff. It took months to build that out, but oh my gosh, I was so happy with how it looked in the end.
It was so well done. I would love to put this praise on your movie, but you haven't let us see it yet.
Yeah,
No.
me too. So
Let's play it right now. Just
Chase,
kidding.
pull it up.
Just kidding.
It's a
No,
long
no thanks.
podcast.
Yeah.
77 minutes.
Extra stuff.
That's great. We love it. I'll give you the CP.
I think that's called a copyright claim.
Yeah.
yeah, she's like my podcast now.
We posted it first. YouTube thinks we own it.
Yeah, there you go.
She was telling me something about the script. I still haven't seen the movie, but she was telling me something about the script, just like some of the character arcs, themes she's working with and stuff like that. And I'm stoked to see it because it's very creative. It's very cool. Like the movie is not just about the concept she mentioned. The concept she mentioned is the framework for a very interesting story with like cool themes that pull from a lot of different aspects of like horror culture and stuff. So
Yeah.
everything she's told me about it's
Appreciate it.
spectacular.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it, man. Yeah, there's.
This is the only
yeah.
frame I'll be nice to you.
Yeah,
So,
I brought this.
yeah.
I was like, this is happening. Like, I'm glad it's recording. No, I appreciate that. Yeah. 'cause-
TikTok crushed it.
Yeah.
She was a great director.
Good job,
Like
TikTok.
for a TikTok,
Yeah.
she's all right. She's all right. Yeah, no, it's basically just a nod to all my favorite horror movies too. Like it's nothing
List
new
them.
necessarily,
I need a top 3.
but
Oh, top 3 horror?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But I'll say the horror movies that like it gives nods to. There's like 15, but a couple of them are like Hereditary, The Thing with like the prosthetic stuff, and probably like maybe like shot wise. Like the Shining or like Midsummer. The what?
I said Billy Goat Bohan.
He says all these things and he says Billy Goat Bohan.
No,
Twice.
your own joke.
no, it's, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was like, dang it.
Sorry, babe. I said the thing.
She's got excellent taste in movies and film.
Dude, those 3 are like, except if you haven't watched
Yeah.
Hereditary, one of the most terrifying mind fucks of a movie in the last ever period.
Yeah.
That was one of the only movies I think I've ever, like, as an adult, said like out loud, like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, and
Like,
the
during
witch
the
also.
moment.
That's a
Yeah.
and so and that's all like either it's like a shot, either it's a line delivery or like so it's all just there's little Easter eggs through it, and then it's all based off of like loose, like biblical folklore or Jewish folklore. That's like it's there's a lot of lore to it as well.
I'm just looking at how autistic everyone at the table is. Like, you are balancing that 8-6 round in between your little phone holder. You were under the table. Don't even pretend like you weren't doing it. Had the little fucking spike from your Starbucks cup that you are currently putting through your wedding band, playing with. Like,
Shut up.
we're in good company.
Yeah.
Good company.
Yep.
Table puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
I'm lining
just
my
stimming
drinks
in
up.
different-
I'm lining my drinks up per usual. I'm like, this is out of order. Will always be on the straight line, by the way.
That is so
I will
symmetrical.
always have I will always have it on the fucking straight line. We're in good company.
Why are we broken?
We're in good company right now.
That's fine.
Dude, that is amazing. This is, again, fucking
Yeah, no, it's fine.
congrats
It's good.
to that.
Yeah.
When does it come out?
I don't know yet. I'm
How long do you think the contracts are going to take, or do you have a time frame at all?
well. If I do it myself, weeks from now probably, because I want it out as soon as possible because I'm tired of waiting. Like that's a struggle with YouTube is that we can make something and then post it like the next day, whereas a movie it's like if I go with Shudder, then they're like, oh, we can like put it in festivals and then it can come out in like the spring, and I'm like, that sucks. Like just get it out now.
The festival thing,
So-
that seems just kind of weird.
For me, it wouldn't. It's kind of. I mean, I get it, but since I have an audience already, it doesn't
For sure.
necessarily make sense. So
Yeah,
we'll
if you're
see.
like an independent studio or something, but for you, you already have so many people willing to watch. it.
Exactly. So we'll see. Keep you posted.
Well, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
Thanks, man.
With your new content, what is one of the most fucked up stories where you're like, what
God.
the ever living? Because you're going like
Dude.
Green River Killer lately. You're doing like
Yeah.
the top female serial killers. Like,
Yeah.
all these deep. And I've been like, I went to the one semester of community college I did was at Green River Community College.
Oh, really? Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I knew all that lore. I was like, oh, that's right there.
I mean, it's all fucked up. But I'd say like one that, or I was just talking to Isaiah about this last night, is the one of the most recent ones, the John Bonet one. It's like the ones where
I don't know that one.
There's so much controversy around it and so much conspiracy, but it's so obvious.
He doesn't know that one.
That's interesting. So do you know John Benet Ramsey?
Yes, the little
1996.
That like plagued my childhood.
Yeah, 1996.
I have no idea.
Little girl.
You were just
break it down for us, KallMeKris.
1996. Yeah, that was like, I was a year old.
Yeah.
So
everyone here with God, I'm old.
So it was 1996 December. There's very
Turn to the camera and say it.
Very affluent family in California. They had a daughter, very beautiful little girl who was in pageants and everything, and again, very affluent family. And then one day, she got kidnapped, and then the parents were looking for her, and then she ended up getting found in her home when the police came over because there was a ransom note left by the people that kidnapped her. And then they ended up finding the little girl in the parents' basement, killed. So it was all like, did the kidnappers kill him, and did they write the ransom note? But then the ransom note was written on the mother's notebook with her pen, with very similar writing to the mom's handwriting, and
so it's like a darker Balloon Boy kind of thing.
It's crazy. And then the amount of ransom, which was $118,000, was the bonus that the husband had got like a month earlier. Like, it's all very strange. And then she has a brother who had outbursts, and he was like the last one seen. There's a bunch of conspiracy. Nobody ever got charged for it, is the point. So the family never got charged. Nobody got charged for it.
So there is a dead child.
There's a dead child.
Nobody got charged.
Nobody got charged.
Well, there was never. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
No. You can.
There was never.
Oh my god, a crossover episode.
Yeah.
All of this came like out over the course of a long period of time, because initially it was police get a phone call, parents freaked out, our daughter's been kidnapped, here's a ransom note. They start an investigation. In the basement of the house, the police find a locked door. The
dad found.
The dad found locked door. They open up the door. Daughter's been tied up and killed.
The dad finds the daughter.
Yes.
And picks her up and brings her upstairs.
Wait,
so she taints the whole.
Yes, correct.
Crime scene.
That's right. Finds a locked door that he didn't know about.
Yeah. So the basement door was locked from the inside. There's no other way to get into that basement besides this one window that has been broken. But that window was broken weeks and weeks before, which the dad knew about. But weeks before this all happened.
Okay.
Which he told the police about. But also the window had like cobwebs all over it and dust all over it. So if there was a kidnapper that came in, that would have been not there.
Would disturb it. The idea is, at least initially, that a killer kidnapped the girl, either like was going to tie her up or get her back later. At some point, the girl accidentally died. Killer panics, leaves the body in the basement, locks the door behind him, crawls out the window. There's like footsteps leading away too, right? Through
there
the
was
snow.
a suitcase. No, there wasn't any footsteps.
I mean, not to say the person who might have done it.
Oh, yeah.
It was like posed,
yes.
right? That was the idea. Yeah.
And then there was a suitcase under the window to make it look like somebody got out.
Stepped up. Yeah.
And this is, just for reference, this is like national news. Like 11-year-old Eli.
It's still, a Netflix documentary just came out about it again. Like there's been so many documentaries about it.
This is just based off of when I was growing up. I can remember like picture of the window, newspapers, everything. This is like everyone knew about it.
This is the first time I've ever
So officially, the narrative was, okay, this girl's been kidnapped. We have to find who, or was an attempted kidnapping. We have to find who killed her. And then information starts getting kind of wonky, and investigators kind of start looking towards the family and stuff. But there's never enough to make that. To publicly make that assumption, right? It's always just kind of fishy, the details around it. So no one ever got charged because there's never enough evidence that way. And even then, even if you look at that evidence and think that the family was culpable in some way, it's still not like they definitely did it. It's still like, well, maybe they covered up something else that happened, maybe, or maybe this, or maybe
It's just so many theories.
And you said a Netflix documentary just came out?
Yeah, that's why.
That brings me to something I also really wanted to talk about with you guys. I was having this conversation with somebody, and I don't know where I sit on it, but I'm starting to think that like maybe Netflix has too much power with some of these things because of the Menendez brothers series that just came out. Because it's like, man, the court of public opinion is now completely controlled by Netflix.
Yeah.
Where it's like the way that they present the information, like they try to be balanced. I kind of see that. But my God, like different cases like this can be swayed so much to the degree that they're now getting another
They're not
hearing.
balanced. What's crazy is when I thought, because I never read about it, and then I was like, oh, I'll watch that. I was like, man, these guys got railroaded, fucked over.
And then you read it.
And then you're like, and it's weird because it is like, how did they get to that point where they're like, this is what we need to do? Yeah. Was it that side? But then it is also like,
it's just so much speculation. It's just, because Netflix, I did like here's the Menendez documentary and here's like all the research and like everything involved, like actually. And they didn't match really that well. That was like the whole thing, is the narrative was pushed towards the sons being victims, which maybe they are. Like, I don't know. And I can't say I know. I can just present information.
It's a better story for sure.
It's a better story, and that's why it's on Netflix as a limited series. And same as the John Bonet thing, they pushed the narrative of sympathy towards the parents rather than, like, the public is, like, very against the parents usually, which I'm not either way. I'm just like, here's the information. That's pretty weird. Think what you want with that. That's all I can say about it.
Menendez brothers were even, they said, it's like, well, we didn't touch each other or anything. And they're like, that's them. Like, no, that portrayed us wrong. And you're like,
when the Netflix documentary came out and the one guy was like, why did you devote 60 minutes to saying I was gay?
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Like, I'm not, dude.
also amazing shot. That pushing, don't care, out of everything, out of cinema.
That was amazing.
One take. You even were like, bro.
Yeah.
It's like they had a 1 hour. Is it 40 minutes?
It was like 30, 40 minutes, something like that.
Single take. Have you seen that?
No, I've not.
Yeah,
It's a 1 hour single take.
It's like a prison interview kind of thing, and it's like it's all acting, but like it is one singular slow push in.
Yeah, it's
between two characters.
And
There's no cut.
I love that,
and it's not boring.
We were just watching a movie where we were watching Midnight Mass, and they do a lot of that, and I'm like,
good show, dude.
I love the one takes. They give me so
show.
much pleasure. I love it.
It's such cinematic masturbation, but it's so good.
Yeah, no, great show. Like, without the whole case, the Menendez show is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the one movie with the long one take? I think you haven't watched it yet.
Which one?
Action sequence.
1917.
1917 had one.
That is a great entire
long
movie with amazing hidden cuts. But it was the where children aren't being born anymore.
Children of Men.
Yeah.
Children of Men. Yeah.
That one take is
Talking about it in the car
that.
when the shoot happens and the camera's rotating the whole time during the car chase.
well, no, when he walks into the restaurant and then that entire
that
leads
one
into
where
it.
the bomb goes off.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll have to watch that.
haven't seen that either.
Incredible film.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, Children of Men's an all timer. Not to spoil
Practical.
it for them, but the scene at the end holding up the.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It is a
Have you seen
practical
that?
effect. These are practical
Cool.
explosions.
Oh,
It's like
cool.
a 15-minute one take.
Who's the lead in it? Is it Colin Farrell or
No,
is it someone else?
Clive Bundy.
Owen.
Clive Bundy. Yep. Goat man.
Clive Bundy, the Billy Goat Ranch. Didn't he get in a standoff with the federal government?
I believe he did. 2012. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Go on about that. The audience is like, I'm intrigued about this standoff with the federal government. Have you met already?
What is it? Google the Billy Bob Bundy Ranch.
Google Clive Bundy, Billy Goat Bow Hunt.
Oh, no, that's right.
Make sure you put a comma.
Clive Owen.
Clive
Owen.
Owen.
Clive
Yeah,
Owen.
sorry, I derailed
I
that.
was like, wait, now I have to figure that
And
out.
what's his face? Michael Caine's in it and stuff like
Michael
that.
Caine.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Michael Caine.
Batman don't mind me, Mr. Wayne.
Master Wayne, I know why people go out at night wearing black leather. I do not approve, Master Wayne.
God, I love my friend.
We're all retarded. Man.
Everyone's retarded at this table.
I thought that was kind of an interesting tangent because it's like
Yeah.
you have Netflix documentaries that like portray the actual facts, and then you have what makes for a good cinematic experience.
Yeah.
And it's not always the same thing, which is a little scary when it's like that's enough to push the public perception to a degree where these people are getting another hearing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
And like, it's not for me to say that that's a wrong, but like,
it's a weird line because it's like there's been times in the past where people have been exonerated because of information that's been pushed out by just people in the past, right?
yeah.
Like USS Indianapolis, the captain forever was blamed for you. This is up your wheelhouse. Captain was blamed forever for the McVeigh. Captain McVeigh was blamed for the sinking of the boat, and then it started with a 7th grader's science project about how like the ship couldn't have like dodged the torpedoes, and then that started to work its way up in national news. They like Navy looked at it again and then exonerated the memory of McVeigh.
I did not know how 7th graders could do it.
And one of the people,
military.
One of the people who came forward,
he's guilty.
one of the people who came forward to exonerate him in the hearings that followed was the Japanese submarine captain who fired the missiles.
You know, I think I did hear some of that.
Came forward to say that Captain McVeigh could not have dodged the missiles just based on the time that the captain fired them, and that it was not the captain of the Indianapolis' fault that the ship was hit. And that was a huge testimony in getting him exonerated, so much so that the surviving members of the USS Indianapolis began to invite the Japanese submarine captain to their meetings after that.
That is dope.
I know a guy who his father, or his wife's father, was one of the people on the Indianapolis, one of the survivors. And for a long time, he just carried a lot of hate towards Japanese because, time during the war and all that stuff. And he was like there at that trial when the Japanese captain did that, and that did away with all of it. Like,
it is the level of Portland was the one bombing, right? There was that one, the solo Japanese bomber that dropped.
It was West Coast. I think it was Portland, the firebomb kites.
Yeah.
They tried to like
family
blow
at the
them
picnic.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air channels.
Yeah.
And it was a one dude though that actually did it, and then he gave his sword to the families. There was an actual dude in Portland or wherever that actually.
I thought it was when they were trying to.
There is the fire bombs.
Yeah, they were trying to blow fire bombs across wind channels to land on the West Coast. Is that the one you're?
I think that's what you're talking about, right? And they like the government.
I don't think it was some dude in a plane.
Covered it up.
Flying Ace Imperials during the Navy. I actually think there's one dude that actually did a bombing in Portland or something about it. Now I look really stupid. It's great.
You're doing great.
it's okay. Take your time. It's just a
Everyone
podcast.
loves it right now.
You're not derailing.
There's actually
anything.
one where there was a Japanese pilot that made it stateside, dropped bombs or a firebomb or did one thing, flew back home, and then he came back, apologized for it, gave his sword to the family that was injured. It was like one of the only injuries stateside, like actual stateside that happened. Gave his sword, apologized, and now he still comes back to the United States. Like they honor him for that.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's wild fucking World War II stories.
But I didn't mean to derail that hard.
Very
but,
good.
No, I love
But
that.
talking about the like exoneration, you have cases like that where it's like, an individual bringing out information years later can make a difference in a good way. But then you get into the question of like, okay, well now you have these billion-dollar companies that are profiteering off of certain narratives. So even though hypothetically maybe information could be used to get good info out and exonerate people, because there's a profit motive, they may not always do that. So
Yeah, they saw that making a murderer did well, and they're like, ooh,
Yes.
we do that.
what
again.
can we make
Yeah.
into making a
Yeah, it
murderer?
really stemmed from that.
I wish Rich was here to get his perspective, like for an actual like detective, because the amount of like there's still information that hasn't been released to the public about it that like Netflix doesn't have, and it's like, well, maybe that doesn't seem weird if you had all the information that those cops had.
Yeah.
So
it almost like shouldn't be allowed unless you have all the information.
Censorship.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because it's like you should be able to make whatever media you want.
Yes.
However, it's like when that starts to affect things within the actual judicial system, it's like, well, this is we're entering a weird gray area.
Yeah. Like you could do like the Quentin Tarantino thing with like the Hollywood movie. He did like that Manson thing, but he just went his own way with like it's a movie.
Yeah,
it's
like
a movie.
the
He's
Big
not-
Glorious
it's
Bastards
not
where
a-
they shoot
it's-
Hitler in the face with an MP40. It's like, well, that's not quite how that happened.
Yeah, he's playing off of history, but making it his own. It's like, but they're like, no, this is what happened. Like,
Yeah.
it's a weird gray area.
It's a
Why the
strange time.
towers were asking for it.
Jesus.
I'm making a Netflix special right now.
Look at what they were wearing.
I know.
But what were they wearing? No, I don't know. It's a strange
Two
vibe.
resemble a field goal. Like,
Nobu Fujita was the only Japanese aviator to bomb America, like Portland.
There's your video.
Yep. There
you go, Nick.
If you didn't know about that, that's
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
last history segment.
Interesting.
It's really cool. I was like, am I?
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, did I make that up in my head? I was like,
We were this close to gaslighting into it, yeah, but made it up.
Yeah, because
brain not works
in
so
my
good.
in my understanding, it was literally just the one firebomb. That was the only United States civilian kills, right?
yeah.
And they buried it in the newspapers.
Yeah, they like hit it. It was like a family on a picnic that got hit by one of those manless kite
my
bombs.
God.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's not funny at all.
It's
Why are you being me
This
right
guy.
now?
Why did you lead chase track to his camera?
He's being
Of
me
him
right now.
laughing and then track back to Wendigoon still laughing right now.
Yeah.
The camera's in a cut. Come back.
Disgusting. Disgusting behavior.
you got fucking Oompa over here. Can't condone it.
I need my ginger.
This would be you in any
Yes,
other
it would.
conversation.
Yeah, it would.
Let's just say I'm on that game today.
Dude,
You really did.
3 hours for this one.
it's a nice sunny day. You're out on a picnic. Kids like, oh, and it's like, isn't it a lovely day, honey? That sun is really close.
I love how we're like one family. Unforgivable. Hiroshima, like the pilots of the Enola Gay.
Yeah, really. It's like, the picnic makes it so much funnier. It's like,
Funnier is not the.
it's like, oh come on.
That's the name of the episode. Wendigoon doubles down.
I will take that from a lot of people. I will not take that from you.
You're both like this. Look, all of us are disgusted.
Yeah. Look,
He's laughing.
Just because the concept of a picnic is to leave your home to go to somewhere
And you planned
more
for
nice.
it. You planned, like for days. Nobody goes on a picnic and they're not like, it's not like, hey, let's go on a picnic.
They
you're saying
went
they
to
were
a
asking
nice
for it?
place.
Like last week.
Well, no, it's just
Because
It's a
they should've stayed home? Is that the-
horrible? Just,
This porridge
it's
is too
horribly
hot.
serendipitous.
And by horrible, I mean, well, she says horrible, I say hilarious, because the idea is we're going to go to somewhere lovely and tranquil, and they got firebombed by the Japanese.
Yeah.
Say thank you.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
There's no
I
precedence
get what
for
you're
that. There's no like, we're going to go out today, look out for a missile strike. Like,
Yeah.
And suddenly
You're not ready.
nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah. It's like a sentence you'd never hear. It's like, one day I went on a picnic and got firebombed.
yeah, exactly.
I got you.
What happened to your
Also,
family?
it's a kite. How slow is it moving?
It was a kite on fire?
Yeah.
You're trying to hold that too.
It was a weapon of war, Isaiah.
Christine's just like,
Or they just hold it still, like, well, maybe it'll go somewhere else.
It's like the scene from Austin Powers.
oh yeah, like no.
Stop.
He screams for 3 minutes straight. Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait,
This is worse.
How big was the kite?
Big enough to carry the bomb across the ocean.
Wait, what do you mean it's worse?
In 1945, a Japanese balloon bomb killed 6 Americans. 5 of them were children.
Wow. Dead kids, Isaiah. Hilarious.
No.
Hold on, excuse me. I've been waiting years for this.
Oh god, that just read. That's way worse.
Elsie Mitchell almost didn't go on the picnic that sunny day in Oregon. She had baked a chocolate cake the night before in anticipation for their outing.
See, I told you it was.
Is something funny, Isaiah?
I wonder if it was a chocolate lava cake. Anyways.
It's just the concept of like Miss Frizzle, like with a bunch of kids, like we're gonna go this
While
An
Archie...
easy field trip with the frizz? No way.
cruising on that nation.
You can't read that. You can't read that.
What?
Not after that. Not after all the laughing.
Read it.
No, not after the laughter.
Not after the
Give it to
laughing.
me. Where's it at? This is my job.
Please stop.
Which part?
Cue the creepcast music.
Which part?
You can pick it up wherever you'd like.
Chocolate cake, or is this really called? 26-year-old. She was expecting, feeling unwell. On the morning of May 5th, she decided she felt decent enough to join her husband, Reverend Mitchell, and a group of Sunday school children from their tight-knit community.
This couldn't get any worse.
As they set out for nearby, you better be.
You got a
if I go
one-way
down,
ticket
you're going with me.
downstairs.
Gerhardt
laughing at
Mountain in
that.
southern Oregon, against a scenic backdrop far removed from the war raging across the Pacific, Mitchell and 5 other children would become the first and only civilians to die by enemy weapons on the United States mainland during World War II.
Picnic.
As a concept,
Thank you.
it's still funny.
Thank you. It's like a smiling friends bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the park today.
You're patting him.
Yeah,
And
hang
the
on.
flaming kite comes
I
down.
understand. Like, it is so insane.
They're holding a
It
cake.
is so a
That's a
pregnant
Looney
woman
Tunes
with a reverend with 5 beautiful
Sunday school
kids.
kids. Yes. And
What?
they're holding a cake, and a flaming
A
Japanese
fresh
kite
like-
comes down from heaven, and they hold
No,
still.
not heaven.
And they're
They
yeah,
hold
That
still.
word.
they're looking at it in wonderment.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like that Jim Carrey bit where he's just like pretending to be who is it?
Jimmy.
Who is it?
Grinch.
No. Jimmy.
Where he's watching.
Yes, Nick. It's just like the Grinch.
Who is that actor from It's a Wonderful
They
Life?
stole Christmas. What
He did not give a fuck about Cindy Lou
No.
Who.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy
He's pretending
Stewart.
to be Jimmy Stewart, and he's like, Jimmy Stewart can make anything wonderful. Do you guys know Jimmy Stewart? He's a really old actor from like It's a Wonderful Life. He talks like that.
That guy, yeah.
And he's like, he could make an atomic bomb look like it was wonderful. He's like, oh, look at that mushroom cloud. I could just melt your face off. And it's just like,
Look at that kite.
so, yeah, exactly. It's beautiful. That's what I think. Oh, God.
And then their uncle, President Truman, saw that newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
Huh. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All right.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is, all of that was me because I'm an evil person. Kris was laughing because she was disgusted by how funny I thought it was.
Thank
She's
you,
innocent.
Isaiah.
Caleb and I are the bad ones.
He laughs because he's nervous.
No. He's not walking out of this one. On the red thread, it is a running bit.
This is my thing.
It is
Yeah,
a running
it
bit
is.
that if he has to read about a woman dying, he can't control himself with
Yeah.
laughter.
Yeah.
He just like
It's a coping mechanism. He gets nervous.
like that he starts doing
Yeah, I
this.
can't help it. I
Can't
literally
help it.
It'll be
You
like
lit up.
You'll be like, we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about the murder, Caleb, and you can hear the snickering, and you'll get to the details, and he just like dies
It's like
out.
so
in a fit of
horrible
laughter.
that he needs to laugh.
There was the Monkey Man episode.
Oh my god!
Specifically.
funny.
That's what set it off.
Yeah.
That was the start of the end.
Yeah.
Because it was about.
I want to. Well, first off, red thread.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me and him do a podcast with Jackson Clark called The Red Thread, where we do conspiracy theories, true crime, cryptids, just all kinds of weird stuff. Where we break it down. One of them.
Holy shit, Charlie's here.
I replaced him. Permanent guest.
He's the permanent guest.
Yeah.
In one of the episodes, we covered the Monkey Man of New Delhi. And it was about in New Delhi, India. A bunch of people said that they saw it. Dang it, you're infecting me. A bunch of people saw the Monkey Man, which was a monkey that had like its head opened up and had like experiments done on it. So it's like a surgery dome around its head or whatever. And it was going to kill people. So there would just be crowds of
This enemy
people.
of like the Powerpuff Girls.
It-
or, like,
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
Imagine
Mojo Jojo.
that.
Oh wait.
What
And
year?
then-
What year is this? Sorry.
This was like the 70s?
Was it the 70s? I thought
Really?
it was the early 2000s.
It might have been like 90s, 2000s.
Okay, yeah.
It might have been
somewhere
more
there.
recent.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But it got to the point where people would be like, it's the Monkey Man, and there would be stampedes of people.
Mass hysteria.
So just running, screaming, shouting everywhere. People who like would come to the police saying they were cut up and scratched by it in their sleep.
IT centers were down for hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then Caleb had to read a part about a woman that died.
Our
The only
operators are
death.
busy
The
right
only
now.
death in it.
The only
because-
death that was as a result of the Monkey Man.
Go ahead.
Was I think this is correct. Was she pregnant?
No, I think she was either pregnant or holding a child. There's a child
was
involved.
something.
In
Something
Sunday
like
school.
that.
She
Yeah.
died.
Did she have a chocolate cake?
She died. She fell down the steps, right? She fell down steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only death
laughed.
attributed to the monkey man was a woman who died falling down the steps.
And he could not stop
couldn't read it.
laughing.
It's just funny because it's
No.
it's funny because it's this mass hysteria event that's taken hold of this town, and these
Right.
people are so like this guy got whooped. He got his ass beat by the monkey man, and he's got like wounds on his body. And then the only death, because it took hold of a town of like I don't even know how many people. Fucking
New Delhi.
New Delhi. That's like one of the
Yeah.
biggest cities in the
Huge.
world, I think.
Yeah, like it's just mass hysteria, and the only death caused by the monkey man was someone tripping and falling.
So, is it because of the mass hysteria? Like, were they running?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people were running, and
Got
she
it.
went over like a 3-story staircase or something like that.
something like that.
And he couldn't quit laughing just because of the absurdity of it. So now, anytime we
absurd.
get to a
is
description
absurd.
of like a woman dying or a sensitive event, he's going, "Don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh," which makes it funny to him. It's the equivalent of
Well,
like being in school and the teacher's like, "No one laugh," and you look over at your friend and he's like, or whatever.
Well, you
Same
guys,
thing.
you guys.
Where you're watching like the movie, the Helen Keller, like whoa, and like all your friends are trying not to like fucking die
Exactly.
live.
Yeah.
They also set it up really badly now.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty good now because
Me and Jackson.
I'm aware of it, but they purposely set things up.
I don't know what you're talking
You're
about.
intentionally
They set me
scooting
up to
farther
fail.
away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway.
They set me up to fail.
No.
There will be a part, and by setting him up to fail, we mean do his job.
And by the way, yeah, exactly. And also, by the way, it isn't just the women. It's anybody dying, really.
Yeah.
Anything horribly
It's not just
uncomfortable.
women, thank God.
No, it isn't just women.
But they
it's
get it.
anybody.
They get it done.
Also children.
Also,
Children,
children.
yeah.
Men.
Also, can't forget the children. Now, me and Jackson will structure it where like I read setup, he reads suspects, and it's like now for the murder. Caleb, you haven't read yet. I think it's your time to take the document.
I'm the most respectful member of the group.
Yeah, for sure.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
So proud of you,
We will grant you a seat as guest, but not part of the council.
Yeah, you're given a seat of the council, but not the rank of Jedi Master. Yeah. You're given a seat
the
at the
rank of
table, not
host.
the rank of host. Yeah, exactly.
We got there eventually.
Scared
you
people
figured. Yeah.
is horrifying.
Thanks, Dad.
Like just people like freaking out about something
Yeah.
is
Hysteria.
Groups.
like I don't know if hysteria is the right word, but like so when you go
Hive
through
mind.
when you go through like electrician school, you have to do this like whole section on fire and how a building has to be built now from all the different shit we've learned because you have to go through and read all these like historic cases of like in Chicago there was a theater and it was the first night it was open and there was this massive fire and the doors automatically shut like fire doors are supposed to, but they f***ed up and there wasn't really a protocol at the time, so these doors swung shut this way and all the people tried to run out and were pushing into the people at the doors and everybody dies because everybody was freaking out and nobody could just be like, hey, back up so I can open the door. And so it's
my
like
God.
the whole world is built around like
Yeah.
basically controlling people like cattle because now you have to have the doors open this way and they can't have a knob. They have to have those push bars
it's
and
like
all this
psychological.
crazy shit.
So I think those are some of the biggest mass cash events in the United States. Is
Yeah.
where you have like somebody just tosses in like a oily rag, and because the doors are built the way that they are, and like you have public, just the mass hysteria,
freaking out.
Like that. I think there's a nightclub in New York or something
Yeah.
like that. It was like 150 deaths.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit.
That was the one that was on video, right?
Yep.
Whereas during the
remember.
concert, you can see the
Yeah,
smoke
yeah, yeah.
start to billow up. Yeah,
It was, and then they also had the insulation that lit on fire.
yeah, and
That's
it
when they
fell
had to-
down on
Yeah,
everyone.
and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, we can't use that."
Yeah, I think it was
insulation.
over 100 people. I think died
Yeah.
at that one.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma,
Dude, it was. That's when
Thank
they
you,
found out
Brandon.
insulation was like, they're like, "Oh, that is."
That should probably be fireproof.
Yeah, we need to
We should
fix
should
that.
we should
The
not
thing
be
that every
using-
house in the country's lined with, the super
Yeah.
flammable styrofoam. We should probably do something about that. Yeah,
it's a conspiracy from Big Fire.
yeah. I remember something about that club. It was like
Yeah, I like you. Like that was a good joke.
Big smoke, big fire.
big smoke.
I like it. It's simple.
I could tell he liked
I
that.
know.
Gets the job
If
done.
it's really, really good, he'll go, that's funny.
Yeah, it's
And then I can go to bed, like, happy that night. I'm like, it was good shit, I didn't know. It wouldn't be a laugh.
funny.
It's a point.
I don't know if
I
I've
was just
ever
going
heard
to talk
you
about
laugh.
people dying in a fire.
I was actually going to ask you.
Like a hearty laugh, not like a friendly laugh.
Yeah.
Like a
Oh, no, he-
that's funny. But like a real like belly laugh.
His loud laugh is like, it's like, That's what he does.
It's like his brain's
Did you
like.
say whoa?
It's like his,
That's what he sounds like.
Whoa.
It's like that's his loudest
his
laugh.
brain's like, I'm going to get this out now. Let me. All right. Thank
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
that's done.
It's like a
I'm over
sneeze.
it.
It's like a sneeze.
Yeah.
What is the most terrifying, biblically accurate angel to you?
Okay.
I have that wrote down. I was like, this is the one. Now
I'm glad that had a smooth segue.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
just
right?
1-1.
Chase hard cut to that.
Pressed by your swampness, Eli. So there's not that many angels explicitly described in biblical canon. There's ones that are mentioned in like extra canon and stuff like that. Like I think Metatron, which sounds like the Transformer. Metatron, I believe, I always get it wrong. It's either like extra beliefs within Catholicism, but I'm pretty sure it might be Judaism. Anyway, he's mentioned as the one who keeps record of the souls allowed into heaven.
The scribe of God kind of thing.
Pretty much.
I've seen Supernatural. It's
So, gosh, I can't stand.
my microphone privilege is taken.
He's described as what is it? It's like the creature of 1,000 tongues or something like that. That keeps the record, keeps all memory things. So that one's like a freaky image. As well as far as like actual biblical depictions, it has to be the Ophanim or whatever. They're called thrones a lot. The wheels within wheels. It comes from one description in the book of Ezekiel, when Ezekiel is effectively being summoned to be a prophet of God, and he makes his way to the river, and he sees a creature appear in the clouds that he describes as wheels within wheels, and on the wheels are eyes that are viewing him, and the wheels,
This gyroscope, like the
like
rings within
shapes
rings.
within shapes, sort of. And that on the wheels are eyes, and that it has this great fire and these wings that sprout off of it, and it says it is larger than a mountain, and that when it speaks with thunder and fire. So that's pretty mighty. Now, I think, my opinion is there's a lot of the Catholicism does this a lot. They take
That's
the angels.
terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's like paintings of it. It's really cool.
Oh yeah,
I know it's kind of a meme, but it's like when they first introduce themselves as a human, it's always
be not afraid. Yeah.
Cool. Let me see you.
I love the meme where it's like it's that biblically accurate angel, and then it's the Chad face, like, be not afraid. This is literally the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's like, so the Catholics do it a lot to where there are specific kinds of angels mentioned, because there's other weird kinds mentioned. There's the seraphim that come up a lot. They're mentioned in the book of Isaiah. It is these creatures that are said to have they have 2 wings that cover their head, and 2 wings that cover their feet, and 2 wings that come out. They're covered in eyes. And that's the ones that come to Isaiah whenever he's commissioned to be the prophet. It says they leap coals of fire in his mouth. Then there's like the cherubs, which are mentioned as these creatures that have like the head of a bull, the head of an eagle, the head of like animalistic features within the wings. So there's a lot of stuff like that. And in Catholicism, I say Catholicism like it's just in a lot of Christian beliefs, it is like tiered almost. It's like, yes, if they are a throne, it is one specific angel that is a throne. And if they are a seraph, there's one specific that's a seraph, right? And I think one of the reasons for that is because like in Revelations, there's a lot of mention of like around the throne of God, there are the seraphs, seraphim and the cherubim and stuff like that. So maybe that could be true, but what I also think is possible is that, these angels aren't really, they existed before we did, right? So I don't think they have to be relegated to one form. I think maybe they can just be things at different times. Like Michael's mentioned as the archangel who will eventually, destroy. Do not make a supernatural reference. That will eventually.
I wasn't thinking about it.
Yes,
then.
you were.
No,
Yes, you
I
were.
was not.
Michael that will fight Lucifer.
I will not take this from my son.
Okay. Michael that will eventually fight Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer. Thank you. Now I got it wrong.
I said Lucifer. You said Lucifer.
Lucifer. Thank you.
You're correct.
You gaslight.
Ossifer.
Officer. Yeah.
Officer, I swear to drunk, I'm not God.
I'm not God.
That's funny.
Sort of drunk. I'm not God.
Yes, that guy. You have like descriptions of Michael and stuff like that who most of the time that angels appear in the Bible, the person who's speaking to them doesn't know they're an angel at first, or at least a lot of the time. You have like
The
Rachel.
person that is speaking to the angel does not know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Samuel's mother, Rachel, I believe. No, that's not Rebecca, I think. Samuel's mother didn't think she was going to have a child. Then a man appears before her and says, "You all will have a child. Do this, do that." And then in the course of talking to him, he steps into the fire and disappears. And they realize, oh, that was an angel. So that kind of thing happens a lot throughout the Bible. So they can appear as just people in like normal form, right? So it's not that I think there's angels that look exactly like people. I think what is more likely the case is the angels can change their form or how they look depending on what's needed. God used the
In
right
that
tool for
scenario,
their
he
job.
might just have wanted to free Palestine.
I can't wait to watch you guys fight.
It's this close, bro.
Creator Clash is going to be good.
It's a conversational thing. It might be this one. You have like the different tool for different jobs. So like in Ezekiel's case, right? A lot of the prophecy that Ezekiel would end up delivering was very brimstone and fire, right? It was Ezekiel going to the king. There's actually a part, I believe it's in Ezekiel, where Ezekiel speaking to the king and directly calls him like thou art the devil. He looks at the king and says, "Thou art the anointed cherub who tempted man in Eden." So it's like, in Ezekiel's case, it's like there's a very wicked rulership over you. You're going to have to preach hell hot, right? But in other cases, like Gideon, where he needed to secretly raise up an army, an angel appears before him, and he can't tell it's an angel at first. Or no, he can tell it's an angel. That's where I think the first mention of "be not afraid" is. But it's just described as like, a person figure. And in other cases, like you have a case with Elijah, you have a case with Isaac, where an angel appears in a voice, just like a still, soft voice. And in those cases, the thing that they needed to do was much more subtle, much more personal, right? So I think it's just the right tool for the right job. If God needs a man to go forward and speak violence and wrath, you have the angel appear as a mountain that speaks with thunder and fire. And if he needs to secretly raise up an army, if he needs to change what he's doing, it's a voice or a person. I don't necessarily think it has to be just angels are stuck in one form forever. I think it's just the right tool for the right job.
But I mean, you also have like Sodom and Gomorrah, where the first thing, like the people of the town wanted to them immediately.
Yes.
Which is like bizarre. It's like you would think that.
Yeah, so in that case, the two angels enter the town as people, right? And the people attacking just assumed it was two people, right? They didn't know it was angels.
So obviously the first course of action.
But what were they doing there? It wasn't the brimstone and fire yet. It was the two angels going to Lot's house. That was another. They weren't. The angels were going there to speak to Lot. They were not going there to speak to the people of the town. So to go speak to Lot, they appear again as people in a much more neutral, casual form. Then after that, the fire came.
Yeah.
But for that initial step, it was the peacefulness, the tool for the job, basically.
It's like Caleb with the burritos.
Basically.
Jesus Christ. You remember how the other day I was like angel side, devil side?
That was the devil side.
Yeah.
Don't put me on that side.
We've switched places.
No.
Ask them a question. I'm not talking to you. You guys sat here.
That was, guys, thank you so fucking much for coming out. First off,
I feel like that's bad to end on that.
Okay. Find a new topic.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing great. Are we done with your fucking phone list now?
No, actually, I do have ghost stuff. Because I know they're.
Oh,
super-
that's her alley. She's great at that.
Oh, I still have more. If we want, I can go down that road too.
Keep going. If we wait long
up to
enough,
you guys.
Caleb's going to bring us food.
You want to talk about ghost stuff?
Yeah, I'm
want.
down. I don't care.
Yeah, if you want.
I feel bad for keeping you guys, but
I have so
what?
much experience with ghosts.
We're not doing anything after this.
Okay, we live here now.
We could stay here until Sunday if you want.
8 hours. Dude,
It's
this
Friday.
48-hour podcast that is
Yeah, dude.
starting
Let's
now.
do it.
48 hours.
Hell yeah, let's go. Right
in
now.
case I'm gonna leave.
You're laughing. You noticed the pallet of terabyte hard drives on the counter you walked in. What do you think they're for?
2 terabytes. We got time.
Caleb, I need you now.
Oh, we're good. I'm good.
No, like the ghost stuff. I know you guys are hunt it. Are you a believer? Not a believer? I don't know.
I want to see if ghosts are real. I want to see them. I don't believe in them at all.
He's a ghost
but if
poker.
I would if they showed them, if there was some kind of evidence, I'd believe.
What is
What about
okay?
Isaiah?
I know. That's
really
why.
curious,
This
too.
is why I
Yeah.
love this because
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I asked you a question.
No,
You gotta pop some more of that.
you just asked it. Ready? You asked.
Isaiah, do you believe in ghosts?
I said I'm not talking to them. I'll talk to you.
Okay. Do you believe in ghosts? What's your opinion on that?
I
on
don't
that?
know if I believe in ghosts. Like, so the Bible says to be absent with the body is to be present with the Lord, right? And I don't really think there's exceptions to that, at least none that are listed. Now, I do believe in angels and demons, right? But one of the whole things that happened with Christ's crucifixion was we went from the age of law to the age of grace.
Yeah.
So things like angels and demons don't happen as literally on earth anymore, right? But there's this weird gray area in the Bible where it talks about spirits.
Yeah.
Right? It talks about spirits coming over people a lot. Like it
Yes.
talks about Saul, that a spirit entered his mind and made him hostile towards David. And it talks about spirits from like dark spirits that roam the earth, spirits to stay away from. I don't think it was Jesus, but somewhere in the New Testament it says those who speak strange spirits find them, or something to that effect. So it's like, okay, well that sounds something. And then there is one case in the Bible where, for a bad reason, the spirit or the soul, the ghost, effectively, of someone who's dead comes back, and that's with Samuel. When Saul, are you familiar with the story Saul going to the witch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Saul goes to the witch, I would explain this to you guys, but I'm not talking to y'all for the rest. When
Thank you
Saul
for bringing that back up.
Yeah, you're welcome. When Saul
Sorry.
goes to see the, I'll talk to Eli. He's fine.
Oh, fuck me then.
So.
He doesn't know about it.
So, in the Bible, there's this point when Saul wants to have David killed because he knows David is supposed to take the throne. So, Saul gets upset. Thank you. Saul.
That's the first time you've been thanked for leaving the podcast in all 200 episodes.
So, Saul wants David dead because he knows David has the rightful heir to the throne, as God has said. So, Saul goes to a witch because Saul is so stuck in his mind that he should be king that he's like, oh, I'm going to go to a witch and summon the spirit of Samuel, the prophet. And Samuel was a prophet for God who originally commissioned or anointed Saul to be king, but then Saul messed up, so Samuel moved on to David. But Saul is so stuck in his mind that he's like, no, I'm supposed to be king. Samuel will know that. Samuel will agree with me. So he goes to a witch and asks the witch to summon the soul of Samuel. And it says that the spirit of Samuel appears, and I think the line that said it says he appears with spirits and says, why hast thou disquieted me? Or something, which is like, why hast thou disturbed my slumber, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and he basically like lays it out to Saul, the spirit of Samuel does, and says, it's this whole thing about like, thou hast basically bit the hand that's fed you, thou hast gone against God. Thy soul and the souls of thy sons will be required. And then the next day on the battlefield, Saul and his sons were killed. So Saul suffered serious damage for it, but that is an example in the Bible of a ghost
You're right.
showing up, right?
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's all interesting.
It is.
I don't know. For me, I'm just curious. I'm just a curious little guy. Like him. I mean, he wants to, have that experience or whatever.
Yeah, I would like to. Like, I don't believe in them. Like I don't have faith that ghosts are real.
It's not like
it's not like a thing that I'm willing to disregard my experience and like history and books and science and things like that. There are things I'm willing to disregard aspects of to have faith in those things or believe in those things, but not ghosts. Like if I saw one, I would believe in it, but it doesn't make my life better to believe in it or worse.
Can I call out a nuclear grade non-answer on Isaiah's part?
Sure.
Did you all hear something?
Yes.
A little pitter patter.
Everyone's shitting on Brandon now.
What is it? I want to hear.
Well, no, because like you did bring up like a very like that was a well explained, I think, biblical answer. But like with you personally, like things you've experienced, because I think you've been to a lot of I guess very haunted places and stuff like that, and you clearly have an interest with it, like Creepcast and everything. Is that something that you actually believe in, at least to some degree, or?
I would love to be convinced. I think. but I do believe in the supernatural.
So do I.
and the afterlife and God
Okay, yeah.
and the devil
Yeah,
and stuff
okay,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I firmly believe in the supernatural. I don't think I believe in the souls of people still walking the earth,
Got it.
basically. And I don't even necessarily believe that demons or spirits or whatever would present themselves in such a way. Like, it's a cliche line from that Usual Suspects, but the devil, greatest trick, convincing the world he didn't exist. I have no idea why spirits or demons or whatever would show their hand like that. And maybe in individual circumstances, like individual people who saw something, maybe that is a spirit, a ghost, or whatever, I don't think there would ever be proof. I don't think that would ever happen. Because, like, that, if that ever were to happen, that ruins the game. That ruins the what's the word I'm looking for?
They're accomplishing their end goal in their absence.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've talked about on the podcast before, but the devil's whole trick is to just make people not trust in God. He doesn't need to win; he just needs God to lose for individuals,
Yeah.
right?
Where like
Convincing
if, you
the
prove,
world
if
that,
you prove the devil, then like fuck.
well, then by cause and effect, like I'm going to church now, right? That defeats the whole point. So I don't even think they would ever prove themselves in any substantial way. Again, maybe individually, like the Bible talks about possessions and stuff like that, and I believe in that to some degree. But I don't believe there'd ever be possessions to the point that it would out them, right, or something like that.
that was going to be my next question. If you believe in that specific
so,
thing as well.
I believe in possessions, at least as mentioned in the New Testament and stuff like that. There's one case of the people, it's while Paul's preaching, and I want to say Antioch, I can't remember which church, but it's mentioned in the book of Acts, chapter 7, I think. A group of people who have heard of what Paul's doing in casting out spirits go to try to cast out a demon themselves. And says they go to the person that is possessed and say they're going to cast him out, and says the demon looked up at them in the person and said, "Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you?" Effectively saying that they don't have any power in the spirit. They're nothing. It says
I would
that
shit my pants in that moment.
Yeah,
That's
no
funny.
kidding.
it says
Yeah.
the
It's
pretty
person
real.
leaped at them and rent their clothes from them, and they walked from the house crippled and wounded.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's like, that's mentioned in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So that's be real to some degree. But, again, in the modern age, I don't think they would show their hand that way.
Yeah.
Because that defeats the purpose. If people can get possessed and they're evil, then, like, he loses, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's bad. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't
I've
think
never thought about that. That is like, hey,
Yeah.
if we show that, that's why it can't be recorded, because then the
yeah.
devil itself is
Yeah. I mean,
losing,
yeah,
because
it's all
then
based on
everyone is
faith.
on board. Like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
shit, okay.
That's like the test. It's like it's either you have faith or you don't have faith based off of Jesus and everything that he did. So
Well, I never really
it's
understood Satanism in general, where they're like, all right, well, if you read the book,
That's
like
why
you decided to worship that guy.
typically
Yeah.
Satanism is like there's Luciferian Satanism,
Yeah.
which is like the worship of that, but most Satanist stuff like Anton LaVey and all that is like
Hedonism.
it's like hedonism.
parody.
Yeah,
It's almost
yeah. I want to
Yeah.
I want to do what I want, and God's dead.
Yeah.
and let's have a party. That's what
Yeah,
most of
it's
it turns
basically
into.
like atheism, but like
edgy atheism.
Yeah.
edgy
Yeah.
atheism.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not like a pentagram on the table and everybody's. But some
Yeah,
some
sometimes
are.
it is.
I'm
yeah.
going to prove
Yeah.
to you how unimportant this is to me, and I'm going to
Exactly.
parody that.
Exactly.
And
yeah,
it's
pretty
that's
much.
kind of the way. I mean, if you believe in it or not, like how the devil works. You
Yeah.
know, it's convincing you that this is not real. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
nothing to worry about. Have fun, enjoy life, and don't worry about what comes afterwards.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like
no
the devil's
repercussions.
ploy. I think if possession still works in or if like that's still even part of the ploy, I think it would be people possessed who would never show any signs of it, and perhaps people put into places of influence for
Yes.
others, and would never show any signs of it to anyone. I
Yeah.
think that would be the way that would
That's
happen.
kind
Like,
of
for
how I
example, a
think of it.
YouTuber with just over 4 million subscribers.
Doesn't the Catholic Church like have like
That was just like a B tier opinion that came out of the section. What about Catholic Church?
I was gonna say don't Catholic Church have like sorry I don't know, but they're like
Yeah, you wouldn't know about 4 million subscribers, would you?
I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't. I'm not bitter.
unsub family rivalry. Don't because they have like different geographical regions with I think it's called a diocese. Doesn't each one have like a designated exorcist that has like special training or something?
Did you grow up Catholic?
No, Christian.
Jesus.
Catholic is Christian.
No, I know, but just like not Catholic, but just
you're Protestant.
overall.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Just like your basic
Out of
Christian.
context,
I wasn't
that came
like,
That
off
was really
very-
funny. Someone clip that.
But you know what
No,
I mean?
I
Like,
was a
it's either you're
Christian.
Catholic or just like I'm not a Baptist or Protestant. Or
You just
like,
grew up broad Christian.
just broad.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, broad Christian.
Yes, I believe so. I don't know the specifics of it,
Yeah.
but if I know, because I know that the way it's broken up is you have like the Pope, and then you have like the cardinals of different regions, and under those are bishops, and then individual church priests, fathers, stuff like that. Somewhere in that chain, there are people trained in exorcism. I don't know if that's like a bishop's position or some priest position. Like I don't know what role that is in there. But somewhere on that hierarchy, there are people trained in
Haven't you seen The
exorcism.
Pope's Exorcist with
Haven't
Russell Crowe?
have you seen the movie?
It's actually a really fun movie. You should watch it if
I've
you haven't seen it.
Not
It's on
seen
Netflix.
The what?
The Pope's Exorcist with
No.
Russell Crowe.
No, I've
It's
never
an
seen it.
awesome.
seen it.
Did you watch it?
It's good.
I like it a lot.
It's fun.
It was really
Yeah,
fun.
it's
Now,
fun.
what personal experiences though? Like you've probably had
Yeah.
some.
Well, the thing is,
I
too,
wanna-
is
because
like
you don't. So have you had any experiences with it? And then have you seen her experiences? Because I'm assuming you trust her. You're not like you're a liar.
yeah.
No, I don't think she's a liar.
No, yeah. For me, it's
Wow,
for me.
bold claim.
She's legit.
I understand that it's like
brave
causation. Like it's if I put my scared self in a situation where I'm in a haunted place that's scary and it's dark and any creak or any noise or any flash, like I'm looking for ghosts, so I'm going to think that's a ghost.
If you're willing to believe.
Exactly. And I try to be very aware of that in those situations. And then there's some situations where, we try to debunk it, and we do, like, I'd say 99% of the time. And then sometimes we just can't, and I don't know what that means. Like, maybe it means that it was nothing, and I just wasn't able to debunk it, or I experienced something. So that's just something, I don't say, like, 100% this is this. But I'm like, I heard a voice in front of me say something. I don't know what that means. It scared me. It was weird. And we caught it on camera, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. So it's very strange. But I'm very aware of, like, if you do put yourself in that situation, if you go hunting for Bigfoot, and you see a
Psychology plays.
It's
Exactly.
like
It's
the
all
human factor of
psychology.
like you hit what you aim at. Like
Exactly.
if you're going for that, then you're going to find it.
exactly, yeah. So when it comes to ghost hunting, I think for everyone, that's just what it is.
When you catch something on camera, have you shown him and you're like, how do we? What? Like that
I
happened the
haven't
other
sat
day.
down and like actually gone through stuff with him like that.
That'd be,
I think
As
he would
long
just
as,
be like,
like, if no woman's dying, he doesn't care.
yeah, exactly,
Is this funny or not? All right.
yeah,
Because if it's not funny, I don't care.
yeah. And I'm totally like,
Where's
it's
the
totally
belly go?
cool. Like, I'm the same though. Like, I would love it. Like, love for like somebody to just walk out and be like, "Hey, I'm a ghost. What's up?
Yeah.
How's it going?" But I haven't had that happen.
I think like
so.
the whole like the gray area of like spirits in the Bible.
Yeah.
I think maybe some experience that happened, maybe the results of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And even if like I tell people this, all like for example, I don't believe in aliens. I don't think aliens are real, right? Just really because like Bible doesn't mention them. I don't know how they'd come up. But if aliens turned out to be real tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, oh, I guess God's not real. It would
Yeah.
just be like, okay, I was incorrect in how I framed that.
You'd have
right?
the Warhammer philosophy of only one of us was made in God's image, motherfucker.
That too.
Yeah, yeah.
They're about to find out what that means. Yeah. That's what I do to
Devil's
the geese at the
instrument.
local park near my house too.
Oh, that's a deep cut. I can't remember that one. But that came from somewhere.
Yeah, it was a meme that was like me going to the local park about to let the geese know why I'm the one made in God's image. So,
Genocide.
but
Xenophobe? I'm not afraid.
I think that if aliens are real, it's like, oh, it's not that God's not real. It's just
Yeah.
that I need to readjust my thinking. If tomorrow, confident evidence came out that the spirits of the dead could be found, talked to, still exist, it wouldn't be like, well, I guess heaven and hell's not real and all
Yeah.
that. It would just be like, okay, I just need to reframe my understanding of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm under the same kind of
Yeah.
frame.
Which, if anything, that would prove it even further.
Oh, honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
because of the references you're talking about. It's
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's really interesting. So,
There's also a lot of really
Yeah.
interesting like Old Testament stuff where like people, I don't know, the way that they phrase certain things, especially older Old Testament stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where like it implies the existence of other magic and things outside of God,
Mm-hmm.
which is really interesting, like sorcery and things like that, where it's like there's almost like an understanding of a supernatural element that doesn't really exist in the New Testament as much.
Yeah, I think that comes back to Jesus because the whole thing was like we had to follow the law.
Yeah.
We had to follow the rule and like the stuff laid out by the prophets. And then Jesus ended all that. Jesus came to earth.
Yeah.
He was the final sacrifice, the Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Right.
No more fun magic.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Like, actually. Yeah.
all that stuff that had to be done physically for you to happen is
Yeah.
gone now.
Yeah.
Like the temple was rent in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because they all failed. There was already a flood.
Yeah.
And then
we tried that twice.
there was miracles happening. Still, people weren't buying it. And we're like, okay, we're gonna kill Jesus, bring him back to life. Now y'all need to, just believe.
There's
have
no
faith.
more. There's no more like our sins rely on the high priest. Or
Yes.
he is the mediator.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the meme going around about Judas. It's like, dude, even if you didn't believe he was the son of God, you're still clearly fucking with a very high level wizard of some sort.
Really very
Bad call. Really bad call.
He's like standing around and watching the crippled guy get up. He's like, okay, well, anyone could do that.
2 fish, 1,000 fish. Anybody can miscount.
Oh, okay.
bread.
You're telling me they brought empty baskets and started handing them out.
How many people?
Okay. And no one reached in and realized that there was more loaf all of a sudden. More bread. Yeah.
Easily explainable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Blood and water, whatever. Wine and water, I mean.
Yeah.
I hate that we always have the most intelligent conversation at the end of the podcast.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
It's my favorite.
It has
they're
to-
not here anymore. They're just gonna
It has to warm up.
there.
Yeah. No, they're not here. You're right.
They left 40 minutes ago.
They clicked off. Yeah. They're dead right now.
We warmed them up.
Yeah,
We warmed
yeah.
them up for the intelligent conversations.
Well, Donut 2, do you want to close us out?
Yeah, I'll close this out. Thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone today. Thank you to Eli Doubletap, Nick, the Fat Electrician, my father, who I'm not on speaking terms with at the moment, Caleb /Oompaville /GameDeveloper /Willy Wonka, and
Yeah.
KallMeKris,
Oh, wow.
And
We made
also
some...
known as TikTok.
Yeah.
beautiful boy, Oompa, where can we find you and what projects are you guys doing right now?
Just look up Oompaville. You can find me anywhere pretty much. But Black Pine is my game that's coming out hopefully soon.
Oompa's the name.
And Sour.gg is where you can get
Sour.gg,
candy.
yeah, candies. Yeah.
Wish list it?
Yeah, they can
Wish
wish
list
list
the
it if they
game.
want. Yeah.
Force them. They will listen.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
play
that's
it.
fine.
Play it, and if you like it, wishlist it.
Yeah. Look at it.
But
You
they're
guys are so
working
much
on it a
kinder
lot
to
more.
the audience than we are.
He might also be one of the extras on the plane. You know, the 10 others.
Yeah, he's one of the 10 others.
Call me Kris and random people.
Yeah.
Where do we find you?
KallMeKris. Or TikTok.
And what is the name of your
Whatever.
movie one more time?
Oh, it's House on Eden.
House on Eden.
House on Eden. Yep, you can check out the trailer on my channel. And hopefully it'll come out soon. When is this going to come out?
No idea.
Okay, well,
Sometime in the next month or two.
it
probably.
might be out now. If not, hopefully soon. So,
A24, hit her up.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
And where do we find you, Mr. Williams?
Oh, I've already done one of these.
Okay,
like
well,
yesterday.
fuck me. Sorry.
So did the rest of us.
Every time.
I feel bad doing the plug twice. You know what? Appalachian Rebuild Project. Go check
you
it
go.
out
Nice,
if you have the time.
nice.
Yeah. There you go. I'll shout
Very
that out.
good.
Thank you.
all so fucking much. Thank you guys so much for coming
Thank
out. I
you.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
On that note, kisses.